Hello and welcome to the End to End Football Podcast, episode number 123. You're here with me, myself, Stuart, Sean, Abbas, and Kuda in the building. And today we have got a transfer window roundup special for you. We're going to go through the top six. And if we got time, a few little other clubs as well. Maybe a little West Ham, Crystal Palace, Real, Madrid, PSG, Barcelona, who knows where the chat will take us. But let's get started first and foremost. And before you start on us, we're just going alphabetically here. And that's Arsenal. Who would like the floor with discussing Arsenal's ins and outs of this transfer window? Was it a good transfer window? Was it a bad transfer window? Where do we sit, lads?
What?
Come on, guys. Let's spend the most peas, man. What's going on? Where's the enthusiasm in that?
They spent the most money this transfer window, so surely we've got to have something to say about that on here. That they spent so much money. Was it a good investment? Bad investment? Is it going to be... Because if you look at their plan, you would say that they brought a lot of youngsters in. So maybe some for the future. See what builds on from that. Because you never know what players can turn out into.
They need a good team for the championship, innit? So, to come back up.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
What
are we doing?
That is exciting.
What are we doing?
I don't...
No. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. That man down there in the bottom left. I mean, that's what he's doing.
I think, like we said a couple of times before, I personally, myself, can't see Arsenal get relegated. No matter how bad their start to the season is, they have a 1 in 3. But let's not forget, look at the two teams that they've played as well. Brentford is one thing, but you know the other two, they're immense teams. They're big teams. You know. So anyway, let's get back to the transfer window. Ben White brought in a lot of money for him. Looks like he could be a player in the future, but maybe a bit lightweight. I'm not sure. Needs a centre half pairing. When he was there with at Brighton with Lewis Dunk, someone just to bed him into the Premier League. You go there, you mark him, get tight, get loose. We're at Arsenal. You're looking across that back line. Who's gonna tell him that? I think they're all looking at him to be telling them that. So that's a bit dodgy for me with that transfer. Maybe a bit too soon. But I can see why they went for him, though.
Yeah, I agree with you. As long as Arsenal play a back three, I think he'll be all right. But if he's in a back two situation where, as you said, he looks like he's the one that's going to be leading, that's a bit worrying. I think, three centre backs.
And who's his partner is going to be?
Zangief?
And the other guy that got a little bit roasted by Lukaku, maybe?
Mari?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they're not sport for choice.
But where's the other centre? Who are the centre backs actually? Who's the Arsenal centre backs?
Holding.
There's another one, man. There's another one.
Yeah, Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel.
I think he's injured. Right, you know what? If Gabriel comes back, I think he could sort of bit of the problem out. But back three with who you're saying right now, without Gabriel, that's a mess, bro. They're getting roasted.
I mean, but that's the thing. Unfortunately, for right now, this is kind of what they have. And with the three guys they have available, so that was Mari, Ben White, and someone else. You can't make a two out of that. That's going to be calamity.
No, I'd be with you. I think if Arsenal have any hope of doing anything this season, defensively especially, then you've got to be looking at a back three, because otherwise they're just going to be overexposed, especially with someone like Ben White. Let's move it up the field a little bit. Martin Odegaard brought in.
Come on.
Another good player. A little bit about this player. Obviously, you see him a little bit. What type of... We've seen him in the Premier League anyway, so we know what he's about. Yeah. What's... Is it something that Arsenal needed to bring in and they could benefit from?
I don't know what Arsenal needed. But I think for Arsenal, it's almost a luxury player. But that's someone with, extremely good passing, very good vision, good technique. The biggest drawback is the physicality. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And then this is bit the league is a bit wrong, but you never know. Do you know what I mean? He's still, you know what I mean? As much as Odegaard has been around for, seems like donkey's years now, he's still, what, 21 or something? Do you know what I mean?
Young, isn't he? He's still young. What was he when he went to Madrid? 16, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was like a teenager. Yeah? Or I think it's even 15.
Really? I think he was younger than that.
Yeah, I think it's even 15, yeah. Loaned out all over the place. Obviously, he had a good time at, in Holland for Vitesse. Played very well, getting first team football. His best time is obviously at Sociedad. He was one of the best midfielders in La Liga for the 2 seasons he was over there.
Says a lot as well about that league and the midfields. If you're standing out in that midfield in the La Liga, you're doing all right.
Oh yeah, he had he was up there with the assists and stuff like that. Yeah, but for Arsenal, I think individually Odegaard has got a high ceiling, but I just don't. I don't see the fit with Arsenal. I think Arsenal is a bit, like that guy's saying, it's a bit of a luxury. It's a bit of a luxury for Arsenal, especially. What confused me was they had Smith Rowe. I know they're not exactly the same type of player, but with Smith Rowe over there, Odegaard, and you got to remember as well, Partey is still there. We forgot about him.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Lakonga, who's looked sort of half decent. As much as people, say everything about him, Xhaka is one of. This is what I want to say. Xhaka is still one of Arsenal's best players. As much as we banter him, yeah. Yes, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, Xhaka is not very good. But for Arsenal, if you're saying to me Xhaka is the problem, you don't know the Arsenal squad. Do you know what I mean? There are bigger problems than Xhaka. He's probably one of the better players in that team, yeah. As much as he's a bit of a hothead and he would do a madness. But yeah, Odegaard, I think, high ceiling, wrong club. Lakonga, I don't know this brother, but from what I've seen anyway, the couple of games I've seen, I already like what I see. I think there's a player in there.
Yeah.
Ramsdale is a keeper, and I don't care.
Weird one though, but yeah.
That Tomiyasu brother. I mean, I've seen some Serie A people saying, "Oh yeah, he put Ronaldo on lock for 1 game." I'm like, okay. You know what I mean, this sounds a bit like man are clutching at straws with that one, but we don't know what he's going to be saying. But I'm not sure. I'm looking at this transfer window for Arsenal, yeah, and is this a directional change? Because we went through this little phase of the Willians and David Luiz's of this world, yeah. Petr Cech's, signing Chelsea rejects and wanting experienced players to get, they're going to come in and, have a good effect on the club, bring a winning mentality, do this for the young players. And then now we've sort of moved to sort of young players. Is this signaling a shift in how they're looking at things? Is this now like a long-term thing to say, yeah, let's just jam and build for the future?
It's a plan, but it's a plan that they've been kind of forced into as well. Because if you look at it at the moment, if you're looking at those sorts of players that they were getting in the past, like the likes of Willian, even last season, you can say what you like about the transfer, it didn't work out, but it could have worked. It really could not have worked out, but it could have worked out, if you know what I mean. It was a terrible transfer anyway, but it could have worked out, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah. If you look at that, and just think that they've changed that, they've gone one way of trying to sign them, but now they couldn't get them. They couldn't get the Chelsea rejects anymore, because the standard of football that now they're qualifying for is not there to demand that type of player to be coming to play for them anymore. That's why you've got to be looking at someone like Ben White, who's an up and coming talent who plays for Brighton. If he was in, a more upper middle table, if you like, club, could they have prized him away if he was playing for Leicester?
No, they couldn't.
At this stage, are you leaving Leicester to join Arsenal? No.
I remember I've said this to you in the past. The only thing that's going to really draw them to them is living in London. That is just about it.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be their footballing
and
style.
And the name as well. The name Arsenal is still means.
I would agree with.
Listen, like I said, Arsenal is still a big. They're still a big club, but they're not doing it right now.
Of course, but well, for me, as a young player, if you believe in your source, I know it sounds a bit mad, but if you believe in your source, yeah, you can look at this Arsenal team and you would only look at it as a stopgap. Do you know what I mean? To say, you know what, I'm going to get first team football over here instead of going to maybe one of the bigger teams and chilling on the bench. I'm going to go here, give them, 2-3 good seasons, and that's what I think Odegaard is hoping for. I don't think it's going to work out like that, but I think Odegaard is probably gone there thinking, I'm going to play all the time, show my levels, probably, replicate what he done at Sociedad, but in the Premier League and get a bigger move and be, a big star. But
on his way.
I
So
don't
you
really
saying
think it's
that
gonna work
Arsenal are a feeder club, yeah?
a stepping stone club. No, yeah. But that's what it is at the moment. At this moment in time, they are a stepping stone club, but they still have a pool. Do you know what I mean? They still have a pool because they're Arsenal. The name is still there. As much as they're dead, they're still Arsenal.
It's a brand name stepping stone. So it's still
All
good.
right, wherever way you try and butter it up,
I tried.
yeah, man.
What about how many players they let go of? Because that is a ridiculous list.
Yeah,
They
but
had
some of
to.
them had to go, bro.
Had to.
Bellerin,
Had to.
that's dead food. William, that's dead weight.
William paid to get out of there. William
Now he
paid
terminated his contract. He didn't want nothing.
He paid the rest of his contract off to see it off. He said,
Oh,
no,
so it wasn't even a termination. He paid them.
nah, he paid Arsenal to say,
Did you
no,
see-
thank you, I'm going to.
Yeah, did you see the letter he
Corinthians."
wrote when he was talking about the people that were calling him money hungry and all this kind of stuff, and he was
Yeah.
doing this thing to say like, I wasn't money hungry. They promised me. What did he say? Something about they're going to challenge for the Champions League in 3 years or 2 years, something like that. He said something along those lines in his statement,
What was he?
which goes to show that how gullible are you, brother? Like, you know what I mean, like,
As far as I'm concerned, you're just looking at that Willian transfer, a Brazilian going to Corinthians. That's no way for money. Do you know what I mean? That is for I'm going home. I've played my football in Europe. I've earned a bag load of money, and now I'm going home to play a bit of football, live a nice little life in Brazil. I mean, fair play to him, mate. Have you seen Ronaldinho's life out there, mate? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised he's come back to Brazil, mate.
Boy, I don't know if Ronaldinho's the wrong. It wasn't eating pen
Might be the wrong-
last year.
Yeah, so maybe a bit far, maybe a bit to the extreme. What about? Seeing as we probably won't get to Newcastle United, I did like the signing. Was an Arsenal player of Joe Willock anyway. Is that a bad transfer for
I think he
Arsenal
could have
letting
done-
him go?
Yeah, I think he could have done something for Arsenal, but
100%.
I think he had something to offer
Yeah.
Arsenal Football Club, that's for
100%.
sure. But whether or not he would have got the game time or that, maybe it was him, the player himself, that wanted to leave. But you know, as we saw, just because you asked to leave Arsenal doesn't mean you're actually going to leave Arsenal.
Yeah.
that's how desperate man I've got. They're begging to leave now. Like, I just want to go. I just want to go.
insane.
Where I'm loved. That
Yeah.
I
I just want to play.
That was Maitland Niles, wasn't it?
Yeah.
On
That
Do you-
Insta-
was hilarious.
But where
Jeez.
do you stand on that? Were Arsenal in the right, or is Maitland Niles in the right coming out and saying that, or shouldn't he come
think,
out and say things like
To
that?
be honest, I think he's got every right to, because if he wants to go and play and they're keeping man and holding him back, why? Let
I
the man
don't
go.
see the benefit of holding back a player that is probably your third choice fullback, something like that. Maybe I put given Arteta's sort of starting 11, he's definitely third or fourth choice fullback. So
yeah.
and he wants to
And
leave.
he doesn't even want to play fullback. He wants to play in the centre mid where he's
So
actual
why not
position.
just? I don't see the benefit of keeping a player that doesn't want to play for your club. I've never understood that.
Especially,
Never
it's,
understood
it's not even a first team player. You understand that?
That's what I mean.
That starts in the starting 11. I mean, look at any one of our clubs here. If a player wants to leave, man, get out. We always get somebody else.
I've
But
always
you've
said
got a
that.
man
though.
that's
I've
not
always said
playing
that.
that you're holding him. That's mad.
The thing is, I would
It's a
say,
strange one for them to keep on.
yeah,
him,
I would
as
say
far as I was
Arsenal are
concerned.
wrong for keeping a hold of him, but professionally, you're meant to keep that in house. So you're not really meant to go on social media and complain about
But then
it.
you got
but
to
look-
sort of ask yourself, what's been going on behind the scenes, or what is he being told behind the
I want-
scenes for
yeah,
him
yes,
to
that's
go?
what-
I'm going Insta. This is the only way I can get it out.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know if they gave him a gentleman's agreement last season and said that they will let him go since they're not going to use him in centre mid. And then obviously, as they're looking at how many people they're sending out, they probably weren't sure that they're going to get someone to replace him. So they said, okay, well, look, we're going to need to keep you for backup. And that's the worst thing. Like Sean said, is
Is he
you
gonna
know
be-
you're keeping him for backup. He ain't going
Who's
to
their
be
right
used.
back at the moment? Then you got Cedric and who then?
They got that new guy. Well, the Tomo.
Oh right, is he a right back? Is he?
Yeah, well, he's a right
meant
back
to be.
or centre back, or no one
He's
actually
meant-
knows what position he is.
Because that's something wild. Like he's a centre back, right back, and left wing. I was like, eh?
So
Yeah,
yeah,
nice.
Someone came
Hey,
out.
come on, man. You know
I don't
about the
if he's
cutting him
banned.
from the left. Come on.
Oh,
So I don't know
days.
if he's banned, but because it came out in Sky Sports, I've got to say it must be true. But one of the presenters said the agent was so happy that he's been signed because they didn't know if they could sell him as a right back or a centre back because he's not proven in each. I went, wait, this is a professional player. How can you say he's not proven in each role?
I would like to think that since he's signed a professional contract, like he's hammered down a position somewhere on the field.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to hear that first.
So yeah, I don't quite know what's going on with that.
So who's this player? Where does he play? Don't know. Look tidy though.
Arsenal fans, can you answer us? Because you're telling us Gabriel's back, Odegaard's a luxury. You obviously must be Arsenal fans. Where does he play?
Boy.
The silence says it all day, don't even know. But another one is Saliba. Why not keep him? I don't know.
This one is the most annoying thing for me, just watching, because I don't know why he keeps getting sent out alone. I don't know if it's something personal, something's happened in the club, or why you keep loaning him after spending all that money buying him in the first place, and then selling him that he was going to be the next big thing as well.
Yeah.
2 seasons in a row, you've loaned him out.
but we're seeing a pattern though of Arteta falling out of players, though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Senior
it's not
players,
looking
certain
good for him.
players.
It's
It's
really
like
not.
so many players that
Yeah.
he's got beef with at this moment in time. Yeah, that would, you can't tell me that Saliba can do a better job as a left centre back than Kolasinac, bro. Kolasinac that you wanted to get rid of, and then somehow flinged him back into the thing. It doesn't make sense.
Because nobody wanted him. That's why.
He's injured now.
Nobody,
He got injured.
nobody
yesterday.
wanted him.
Yeah, that's all
Yeah.
mad.
He hobbled off the pitch.
'Cause
yesterday.
he's
I mean, me, I would think Saliba is would have been better than Rob Holding, but apparently he's a favorite now all over again,
Yeah,
as Nathan said.
What is it?
Nathan,
What about-
you're a big fan of Holding, then I see, and there's no man management in Arsenal at the moment. I think we're all in agreement.
What about
To be
Lucas
honest.
Torreira? Don't you think he would have offered something in midfield? A bit of steel, more than what they've got right now.
100k as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
Boy.
that's a lot
I
of
don't know.
wages to be paid.
Yeah, it's just baffling. I don't understand who's being let go and who's staying and this, that, and the other for Arsenal. Man, it just doesn't make
Mate,
any
the only
sense.
person that needs to be let go is that manager because he's running it to the ground. I don't care. I don't believe in Arteta. I think he's a joke. He should have never been given that job. You've never managed no team in the world. You've worked under Pep, and you think you're ready for Arsenal now, mate. It's a big club. Just running it to the ground.
Yeah.
There we go. You got an answer to your question, Sean.
So
Don't worry.
is this why Bellerin has been let go to Betis? Then I take it. Then that must be
Yeah,
that must
probably.
be the thinking behind that. So it's going to be this marketing man, because a Japanese player, I'm sure, the owners are like ching ching boy, because that is he's.
It's a nice break into that market, that's for sure.
I'm telling you, boy. I'm telling you, they saw the pound signs with that signing, boy. That is going to pay for itself and more.
So then,
I
lads, we spoke about Arsenal's ins and outs. I'm gonna ask now I want a number, and even in the chat in here, give me a number, because I see the majority of you are Arsenal fans. Give me a number between 1 and 10 of how you feel the transfer window has gone for your club. Me personally, I'll start it off, boys. I reckon I can see some sort of direction, and I like a few of the players. For me personally, though, I would give it just above average on a 6. No more, no less.
So it's what 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, yeah.
1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest.
so don't start doing sub-zeros and that now.
Minus 15. Spurs coming. Alright, there you go. This is the first one from the chat.
5.
4 before
Right.
Tomisu.
Mad thing.
6 out of 10.
Obi, 6 out of 10. Yeah, I can see why. Honestly, that's
Do you know what?
obviously, that's what I put.
I'm also going for 6, and I'm only going for 6 just because of the age of some of the players. There's that chance that they could turn into something. Whether it turns into something that they can keep or something they can make profit on. Do you know what I mean? It could turn out to be a half decent one. Do you know what I mean? If, like I said, the likes of Odegaard and Lakonga turn into, decent players.
Definitely.
So I'll give it a 6 just for that, just for the
And
potential.
even Ben White as an English centre back, you know what I mean? If he has a two good seasons, all of a sudden, it could be worth 70, 80 million all of a sudden.
Yeah,
What about you two boys? Abbas, Sean, what we saying?
I'm going with 5.
5.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're that high.
No, you know why I go in with 5? Because some of these young players that they've brought in, I don't know too much about them. They could hit the floor running. That's the only reason I'm giving them 5. And the fact is, they've brought in players, so that's just about it, really. I don't got nothing more to say on Arsenal. I just think the players that they brought in, if they hit the ground running, they're going in the right direction. If they don't,
Uh-oh. Abbas, how you feeling on this situation, mate?
I think it's a 5 as well. Only because I think they needed more steel. In the current situation they're in, they needed a bit more. They need to find a middle ground between experience and youth somehow. And they haven't quite got it. When I'm looking at the transfers, they've kind of gone for the youth. And I don't know if that's what Arteta needs right now. Because if they're on the pitch and things are going wrong, are they going to have the experience to deal with it? Are they going to have someone to give them a bit of sense of direction, give them motivation and stuff on the pitch? And if it's all coming from Arteta, yeah.
So just a 5 from you then.
Huh?
Just a 5 from you then, yeah?
Just a 5.
So we got 2 5s, a 6, a 5 in the chat, and a 6 in the chat. Whoa, we're all pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we're
2
all pretty
5s
nice.
and 6s. So we're saying average then.
I would say that is probably the biggest reason why we're at 5 and 6. There's no wow, you signed him, but I don't know. Maybe it was
Ramsdale.
Nah, that's just wow. They said that.
This guy.
Let's swiftly move on from Arsenal before we infuriate the whole of chat there. John. Next down the list we got Chelsea. We got the Blues.
Oi. Let's move this along, boy.
Now we know there was a big old transfer to bring back a ex-player, Lukaku, who probably up until maybe the last day of the transfer window could have been, the biggest name to rejoin a club. But we might get onto another one later on. Again, I've got to agree with this fella here. Chelsea's strength in depth is just, for me, is solid. Solid. They have got so many players in all the right positions, 2 for each. And, like I said, bringing back Lukaku was probably one of the main necessities that needed to happen for Chelsea. If you looked at them last season, Werner up front was just... And these are the European champions we're talking about here, boys. You know what I mean? They're not a bad team to start off with. Yeah. To add Lukaku and then the loan deal at the last day of the transfer market with Saul coming in. Another. It's just that was A1 bit of business, I have to say, from Chelsea. Well. Yet again, they rarely get it wrong in the transfer market, lads. Unfortunately, gone are the days of them signing the Shevchenkos and Crespos of this world when they were at the back end of their career.
Man, like cokehead Mutu, bro.
I don't even know if we're allowed to mention Mutu. He got sacked. Gross misconduct. Wow. Anyway, moving on swiftly. Boys, Lukaku, Saul, probably the main transfers in for Chelsea's themselves. What do you think, boys?
I just think they're transfers that make sense. Do you know what I mean? Especially Lukaku, man. They needed that focal point. Do you know what I mean? Because as much as Werner was supposed to be the new guy, the new striker as such, yeah, it turned out obviously he couldn't finish, and he actually looked quite more effective in sort of wide positions anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because of his pace.
I felt that. I felt every time they played him down the center, it was a bit.
Yeah, it was a mess. And games where last season, games where he didn't play, you could tell that they actually missed him, missed his pace. He's actually, as much as he misses, he's useful. You know what I mean? He's useful in those wide areas. And now they've got this focal point now as well. Do you know what I mean? That can hold the ball up, and we've seen it now in a couple of games that exactly what they needed. I think at the beginning of the window, I'm pretty sure some Chelsea fans were hoping for Haaland, but I think they soon realized that ain't going to happen. And then the attention swiftly moved on to Lukaku, which isn't, for them ain't much of a downgrade. It comes with the nostalgia thing as well.
It's kind already of a played in the Prem option as well, isn't it?
Yeah, really made the option. Got something to prove. So motivation is real high. Saul, as a La Liga watcher now, people might say, he's sounding a bit salty as a Madrid fan. Do you know what I mean? But Saul ain't really been it the last couple of seasons. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're looking at Saul highlights, you have to wheel that back to 2018 and that. Ooh, do you know what I mean? To the Saul that's in your head, yeah. Saul was getting used at sometimes, and he got frustrated with Simeone last season because Simeone was just taking liberties with him. You know what I mean? You would have him on the left, you play him as a right wing back at some points. You know what I mean? You play him anyway, and that's because he's such a versatile player. He never quite locked down a position. But I feel sometimes maybe it's a new environment, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So if that motivation, a new club, but obviously he's going to have to adapt to a new league, and he's going to have to make an impact pretty quickly as well because it's only a loan signing. So Chelsea they don't have to keep him in it. If he doesn't really do it right now, they don't have to keep him. But for Chelsea, in terms of their midfield cover, as much as they got a lot of stuff in certain areas, you look at once you go past Kovacic, Jorginho, Kante, after that, to fill those two positions, it gets a little bit peak, innit? Then you're having to play that as it's a Chalobah guy. Yeah, I can't remember the other, but there's quite a drop in quality. So bringing in Saul is definitely smart business. They have just made 2 signings, but just impactful signings. Do you know what I mean? Straight up impactful signings.
Clever.
But like I said, I'm waiting to see. My jury for me personally is still out on Saul. I have to see what he's saying because I don't think he's really been doing in La Liga for he hasn't really been playing that much anyway for Leti. So we'll see how it goes.
Mount is still there. Mount hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah, but Mount in a double pivot is a mess. Do you know what I mean? You can't play Mount as that 2. With the 5 at the back. No way.
He's got to be in the hole, isn't he, Mount?
Yeah, he's got to be either playing on the left or playing behind the striker. You can't play that position.
Correct. Yeah.
Abbas, how do you feel about seeing Lukaku back in the Premier League? Because obviously, at his time at Man United, there was a lot of things said about Lukaku. And personally, I thought when you sold him, it was probably a bit too soon to sell him anyway.
I think selling him was the right thing to do. Ole went for a different style of football, different brand of football, and Lukaku didn't represent himself very well. If you remember, at United, apart from obviously the jokes about him stepping over the football and all the rest of that, which, by the way, he's still done in Inter Milan, and he's still doing at Chelsea now. Other than that, one thing that messed him up was his fitness level. At United, he was over 100 kilograms. Now,
but let me tell you whose fault's that though, because he flew straight over to Italy and almost straight away Conte put him on a fitness regime and he lost loads of weight and fitter.
It's not even just a fitness regime. It was apparently he actually had illness as well in his stomach that Man United's medical staff didn't see. And
that's worrying as well. Then
picked it up straight away. And then obviously put him on a diet and told him to do certain things. Obviously, Conte as well wants you to run a certain amount of miles per game.
Yeah, you don't walk around with a Conte as a manager, mate.
So, and you also got to realize that Lukaku himself wanted desperately to play for Conte as well. I don't think he wanted to play for Ole. I don't think he really felt the love in that direction, which is fair enough. It can happen.
And from the United fans as well. I don't think you felt the love from the United fans.
No,
you have to say.
I mean, the last season, hell no, because I was one of the people that I was like, you know what, just...
I'd say from day dot, to be honest with you. I don't think you lot gave him the respect that he deserved when he come to
you lot were saying he's playing in Timberland boots and that.
No, that wasn't us. That was.
But anyway, listen.
Rival
We've gone
fans
off subject
do
here.
that.
We've gone off subject. He signed for Chelsea. How do you
Yeah.
feel about him
No,
being
but
signed for
I
Chelsea,
think-
Abbas?
What, to be honest, I think he's going to do well. I think he's going to score goals. I'd like to see if he breaks his curse of not scoring that much against the top teams. I'm not counting Arsenal in that at the precise moment, but you can, and see what happens there, because that's where he's gonna you're gonna see whether he's grown as a player or he stayed the same. Now his record at Inter suggests that he doesn't score in big games either when he was at Inter.
What? Come on, man. He seconded Ibra in that derby. What are you talking about, man?
That's not a big game. It's the derby's
Bro,
not a big game, Kuda.
How,
Don't worry
how
about it.
many? How
The
about
Milan
many
derby.
games?
The Milan
Just one.
derby, yo. He literally told Ibra to shut his mouth, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
I enjoyed
but
that as well.
That was I think he scored in both derbies, but he didn't score against Juventus. Didn't score against.
Yeah, but Juventus on a big team, bro. The man barely finished fourth, bro. You know what I mean? On the last day and that.
They're the big, come on, top 6 in Italy. They're
Hey,
there.
bro, let my agenda run, man. Easy.
But-
Agendas must agenda. Come on.
My bad. I didn't see it. All right, then. There you go. All right, yeah. Say what you're saying, big man. But yeah, so we're gonna see if he's improved. I'm scared, to be honest, because I think he's one of those players that when he wants to prove a point, he's at the size and aggression to get the point proved one way or another. I'm worried to see him run against some of these defenders because he's faster.
There you
And
go.
I said
See
he's
that you
always
got
been
chat
strong.
agreeing with you as well. This is bad. This is bad. Chat never agree with Abbas.
Yeah,
Just
Goku Land,
put
man.
that
What's
out
going on, man?
Just put that out there. It's very
he knows
bad to
ball.
agree with
He knows
Abbas.
ball. He knows ball.
I can't wait for him
But
to
you know,
play
even
all
in the
time.
big games, I don't think well, obviously he's a striker, he has to score, but the way, I still think he can put in a good performance against the big teams and facilitate for other people.
I mean, he will
Other
still
players
do a
can bounce
job.
off him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he will still do a job. But
I think it'd be harsh here to say-
your main man.
Certainly agree with this. That his
100%
mindset
agree
and
with that.
motivation looks completely in a
Everything
different
is
place than where it
different.
was
Everything is
last
different.
time we saw him in the Premier League.
Yeah, everything's different.
Look, he does look a different player. He just looks. I don't know what it is. But he
It's
definitely
everything.
looks
It's everything.
different.
Everything you can list. He's lost weight. He's just as
There
aggressive.
we go.
He
See,
trusts
our
himself.
regulars know. Our regulars know.
Yeah, see, he's an Arsenal fan. Clearly doesn't know ball. Anyway.
What?
So, but he's gonna be good. He's gonna be good. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm worried when he comes to Old Trafford or play
Can't
United.
wait.
Ah,
He's
hat-trick.
good.
I can't wait.
On it.
I can't wait.
He's good.
Can't
He's
wait.
on it. He's gonna be on it.
Hopefully.
so, yeah, we'll see that.
That's true as well.
Yep,
I
that's
give it
true
that.
as well. That's true as well. Yeah, that's true.
Sean, what were you
100%.
saying? Happy to see Lukaku back.
Okay, let's make. No, I'm gonna Nah. To be honest, it's good to have these players back in the Premiership.
It's always good
Obviously.
to see high-profile
Yeah,
players.
yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't score against my team, so it is what it is, isn't it? But like I said, I can't wait to see him at Old Trafford because he's gonna have a point to prove, and hopefully, he bangs a hat trick.
It'll definitely be a spicy one for
It'd be a
for
spicy one
Lukaku
because
to
you
go
know what? The
back
way that he bullied up the Arsenal defenders, like when they played Arsenal, it shows that he's using his strengths like more now than anything, and the pace is there. And like I said, he's guaranteed goals. Like people saying, "Oh yeah, his first touch, this and that." Yeah, mate, it don't matter. Drogba, when he first came, his first touch was trash, innit? But he scored goals and he got better. I mean, you'll guarantee goals with Lukaku. So anybody
Yeah.
saying otherwise, you're gonna see what.
Guaranteed. That's why.
And you know what? And you know the worst thing is, you see people saying that put him his goal tally up with anybody else. Let's see, with anybody else from their club, I bet it's better than most of them.
Oh no, for me, Lukaku's a beast, man. He's a
Wait,
goal scorer.
Whose players? Because you
Was I
can't be
talking
Cristiano
about you?
Ronaldo.
No, he wasn't
Can't be
talking about
Cristiano.
Ronaldo. Oh
No,
my gosh, you're so
Oh,
emotional.
don't
Bro, step back,
Oh
man.
my
Step
God.
back.
That's not a
Jeez.
vision. That is dead,
Whoa.
bro. You officially are the tire of this podcast. Bro.
Are you talking about Ronaldo? Are you talking about Ronaldo? Is that Ronaldo you're talking about? Relax, bro. Anyway, Chelsea,
Oh
they
my
got rid
God.
of Tammy Abraham. How do you feel about that? I don't know about that one. I didn't like to see the boy leave, to be honest with you.
think it's
Mainly
a good
because
move
I
for
wanted to see him at West Ham, to be honest. But Roma,
Great
36
move for
mil.
him, boy.
It's a good
Great
move for
move.
him. Good move for him.
He's already what 2 assists and 1 goal
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
in
That was
3
his
games.
debut as well, wasn't it? His debut was
Two,
an
yeah,
assist
2
and a goal.
assists. No, he was 2
man.
assists in the first game. He never scored in
Yeah,
the first game.
he had a
was
couple
it
of
two
assists.
Second one.
The second goal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah,
fan,
decent goal as well.
I like him, man. I think he's a good player. He's doing
I
good in
thought
Roma.
Thomas didn't like him, and I think he disrespected him as well a little bit as well, to be honest. But
But do you think he was
You
Chelsea
think
quality
about-
though? Do you know what I
think
mean? You
he
can
could have
be
been.
good and still not be Chelsea quality. Do you get what I mean? Like
I think
you
he
know,
could have
yeah.
been.
I think
think
he
he
would have been
could've
better. He was better than Timo Werner.
yeah,
Last
I
year,
don't
yeah.
way
understand
better than
why he
Timo
didn't.
Werner.
Why he
And-
didn't
Yeah,
give him a
but I
chance.
think he will score more than Werner. But I just think Werner is just a more dangerous player than him. For me
but
personally,
Goals.
I mean,
but
no,
as
by his
Werner-
overall play, by his overall play, not by
Yeah, but the thing is,
No,
you
but
see,
as
Werner,
you said,
what's Werner's job? Werner's job is to score goals, isn't it? He ain't doing
clearly
it.
isn't because he was
He ain't
playing
doing
and
that.
not scoring
But
goals.
if you
do know
put
what I mean?
Tammy Abraham there, he's doing his job by scoring
Yeah, but
goals.
he's
regardless
not
of the
intelligent enough to play the way that this guy wanted to play.
Can I just say, right? If you've done what most likely is gonna happen with Werner now, with Lukaku in the middle and Werner on the left, if you had done that with Abraham, it would have worked anyway. Because that Werner cannot play in the middle. He struggles.
That's why this rings true more. I don't think he was a big enough name for Chelsea to be.
And I will
leading
agree with that. And I think
leading
that's
the front
good
line.
because I think he scored. I think his movement was good. His first touch was definitely as good as anyone else you can list, right? And he scored more than them. But then Werner, even when Werner was missing some of the most stupid chances, game after game after game, game after
He
game
still
after
ain't
game,
getting
he started. What was going on?
Weren't Tammy Abraham Chelsea's top goal scorer up until like March or something last year?
Pretty much. And then maybe because his girlfriend spoke out on the final or something.
Nah,
I think
come
they
on,
lost.
man. Come on, you
They
guys are
played
just,
the game.
nah. This is nonsense.
I'm just saying, right?
This is nonsense.
Timing is everything.
Nah.
I 100% would have taken him at West Ham though. We should have signed him. We should have signed him. They didn't want to sell him. To
Arsenal
us.
wanted him as well at one point as well.
Arsenal,
They got rid of a whole host of players though this season. Though.
Yeah.
Big names, and you know
Majority
again,
loans, isn't it?
Yeah, the
as
Chelsea
usual.
bandwagon rolls on with the Lonosaurus, man. Because I
That's a
mean,
Lonosaurus, you know.
gosh, I don't know how many they got out on loan once again, Chelsea. But yeah, it's a fair bit. Anyway, boys, the same again. Chat once again if you can do Chelsea's transfer business. Out of 10, really. Again, boys, I'm gonna put it up there. I'm gonna give it an 8. I think Lukaku is what they were looking for. 8 for me all day long.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 7. I'm not giving an 8 because they didn't sign it. If they signed a centre back, I'd have given it an 8 or even a 9. But because they didn't sign a centre back, I'm going 7. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm giving it an 8. I think they've strengthened in Lukaku. I mean, that's always going to be a strength for them when they signed him. Sewell, we'll wait and see what he does. But yeah, I'm giving it an 8. I think they signed exactly what they needed. If you look at the depth in this team squad and how that squad is right now, yeah, it's dangerous stuff, man.
I'm gonna give it a 7. I think the most important signing they got, which is why they got a 7, is Lukaku. With Saul, you don't really know what you're gonna get because he hasn't been like.
Have you seen what Jonathan said about Lukaku? He's gonna rip Trafford.
We'll see, isn't it? So yeah, I'll give it a 7 only because, as you know, yes, they got another midfielder in, but there's a big question mark on his ability at the moment and his performances that he's been putting in the last 2 years. That might affect them. Yeah.
All right, that's fair enough. That's what we're all here. That's what we're all
Actually,
here for.
question: who are their centre backs? Because I think I've
Rudiger.
Rudiger.
Thiago Silva,
yeah,
Christensen.
Christiansen.
Chalobah, centre back as well.
Chalobah can play centre back and centre mid. Okay, that makes sense. All right, that's it. Yeah, cool.
All right. Who we got next then, boys? Who's on the list?
This one won't take too long.
Liverpool, isn't it?
This won't
Yeah,
take
Liverpool,
too
yeah.
long. Mate.
It is. We're going to take the merry old trip to the Scousers, to Liverpool, and see what they're saying. Sean, you might as well kick us off with this one, big man. It's your team. It's not too much to say, really, is there?
I don't really...
Oh, that's it. Okay, moving on. Manchester United.
Oh my days.
Nah, yeah, we signed a centre back. Hey, you know what?
Hey.
You see, when it got to
Hey.
deadline day, I didn't even watch it because we got a
I
centre
mean, you
back.
was famously saying you don't watch it anyway.
Oh,
I don't watch it. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
transfer deadline day. I only see who everybody else has signed afterwards. But as far as sitting there watching it, yeah, there's no chance you'd never catch me doing that.
But honestly though, how do you feel about their complete lack of business?
To be honest, I mean, looking at what they've done this summer in tying down all these players to long-term contracts.
Good re-signing somewhere. It has to
Yeah,
be.
that's a good part, but that should be standard procedure for someone of a stature of a club like what we have at the moment. I mean, to just sign one centre back and think that's going to run. I mean, all right, cool, it could run, but if it doesn't, everybody's going to be looking at the owners like, yo, why didn't you strengthen the squad? You got teams that are underneath you and teams around you strengthening like mad, and you've only gone and bought a centre back. Are you all right? I don't know.
Do you know the
I
answer to
wasn't-
that, Sean? Is he
Why
injured,
is-
carrying an injury, or
No, he's not
fit?
injured. He's not injured. But if Matip and Van Dijk are playing well, why is he gonna play?
Yeah.
You know how Klopp is when he gets a player. He's not desperate to just go and throw them in like other managers. You understand? Will take their time and bed them in.
No, yeah. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
What do you think they should have done more than Sean? They should have
I
gone
think
off
they,
for a player.
I think they should have done a bit more. I think definitely get one more centre back, but not centre back. What am I saying?
No, I'm saying
How many
get
centre backs
him
you
on.
want,
Yeah, I think they should have definitely went and bought another central midfielder. I mean,
to replace Gigi, yeah?
yeah, but to be honest, when I'm actually thinking about it now, like we got Curtis Jones there. If he comes in and he does a job, what's his name? Harvey Elliott. He ain't looking too bad neither.
He's looking
But it's
good.
a long old season, so we're gonna have to still give him time. He's looked good. Still have to give him time. So
You know, that's why I knew they were scratching for transfers in, because the website I was looking at has actually got your centre back. It's got Harvey Elliott from Liverpool under 23s. Come on, boys.
Oh, man.
and apparently Hendo for Prime Minister. You know what? I could back a Hendo for Prime Minister. I won't lie to you. We don't
sure.
talk too much politics on this show.
I was about to
So
say,
what do you think
was
about
that,
what about the attacking areas? Obviously, the addition of Jota has kind of put good pressure on Firmino now. Do you know what I mean? Because Firmino knows like his position is sort of under threat, and you're probably seeing a better Firmino now because of Jota.
yeah,
But what about the wide positions? Because obviously Jota can kind of fill in for any of the front three positions.
Oh, Salah, yeah.
But what about? Wouldn't you need one more? Do you know what I mean? And that's why I thought you were going to go for another attacker as well. Do you know what I mean? Another backup.
To be honest, possibly you could have needed one, but as I said before, like with some of the youngsters there, if he gives them a chance, because Harvey Elliott can play out on the wing as well.
Right.
He does look good from the minutes that he's got
Yeah.
on the pitch.
Oh, yeah, he looks good.
He could play out on the wing as well.
Season. He's looking decent.
And you never know, he could even try and play Ox there. I don't know. I really don't know. He plus he's got Minamino there. He could play as well. So
Well, Minamina's back is he's not on loan.
nah, he's not on no.
Okay.
No,
Come back.
he's still there.
Yeah, because you remember he was at Southampton. We bought him
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's not out on loan at the moment. I mean,
I suppose for you guys, we were just like, you know what? Yeah, we had mad injuries last season.
I'm
All these
telling
man,
you,
all these guys that are back are new signings, innit? that's how you got your window. You're like, yo,
listen,
everybody's a new
Van Dijk
signing.
looks like a new player, man. He looks like a new player every time I see him. It's like, oh yeah.
listen. They're all new players to me, bruv. I've never been so down last season. I mean, when you thought it couldn't get any worse, when Van Dijk went, then Gomez went, then Matip went, then Henderson dropped out, Fabinho got injured at centre back. But then again, we still managed to finish third with our fifth and sixth choice centre back. So
Yeah.
we can still do this thing.
Does this still get played in January? I thought they moved it, or am I incorrect?
No, do you know? I think he gets played, but I'm sure there's a break.
Yeah, I think there might be a
getting
break.
I think
I think there's a
For Premier
break.
League players not to get released then.
No, I mean like as in the Premier League will be on a break anyway. When,
Oh, okay.
the only thing that could ruin
first
that
bit.
is the no-fly zones type thing because of COVID. I don't
They're
know.
quarantine or something like that.
Yeah, they might have to quarantine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know Cavani's gonna have that issue when he goes to Uruguay. So yeah,
But like I said, also catered there. Hopefully he can shine this year as well, man. Because yeah, if he don't shine this year, I think it's
This is third season now, Sean. Start of the
Yeah.
third season.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he's
yeah.
had big injuries as well, man.
Yeah.
Big injuries as well.
Just failed to hit the ground running, really, hasn't he?
Yeah.
All this time, he's just kind of wanted him to do. Come on, mate, and then he gets injured.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, well,
Don't get
look,
me
Sean.
started.
I mean, look, it could get worse. Try being an Arsenal fan there, you know.
I ain't trying that big man.
There's only one direction that sort of mentality goes there, mate. Not good. Anyway, so I mean, like you said, Sean, I don't think there's any point of going around the whole of the room with what we think about Liverpool signing a centre back and re-signing a couple more. But Sean, out of 10, what would you say their business is this year in the transfer window?
I'll probably give it a 4, if I'm honest. I mean, the centre back that we've got in is a good centre back, and yeah, he may be one for the future, but I think we definitely needed a bit more, like to strengthen as well as seeing as all the other teams have strengthened. So yeah, I think a 4 for me.
Yeah, I think I'll go one lower than you, Sean, just for the fact that they need. It's Liverpool. You need and the fact that the other teams all made big moves, for me, it's a less impressive thing. So for me, it's just a 3.
Yeah, I'm sticking to 5. I'm going for 5 just because, again, it should be relevant, but I'm just going with the fact that they got a lot of players back, and I still think their first 11 in terms of how it gels is still light years ahead of most teams. You know, even the teams with that have signed big players, they haven't gelled like the way Liverpool. These guys know each other like the back of their hands, so you know, I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
That's solid. That's solid.
I'm going to. The way Kuda just explained that, makes me want to put it higher. But as we're talking about just transfers, let me just make it I'll put it as a 4 out of 10. The centre back is going to be necessary at some point during the season, but I think not being able to replace 100
Genie
and Shaqiri as well might catch you out in the long run, when especially as a big team, you're most likely going to go for the 2 big competitions as well. So you might just run out of gas in certain positions. And also, you have to also hope that no injuries happen this season like it did last season to attacking players, especially. So yeah, I'll just give it a 4. 4.
I feel bad now because I went the lowest. I feel stingy with my 3 now. Hey, chat, let us know how you feel about Liverpool's transfer dealings. There, like we said, there's not a lot going on. But Shaqiri was a surprise letting go, actually. Just seeing that there.
Yeah, I didn't understand that one, but I don't think that was more the player than the club.
Got fed up being a squad player or something, I suppose. Yeah, it can happen. So let's move on to the next one. Manchester City done their business nice and early, broke the British player record to bring in Jack Grealish. for me, good signing, Jack Grealish. Great signing, in fact. Do you know what? They didn't muck about Man City. They knew Jack Grealish had a minimum fee release clause in his contract, and they could have gone in, could have mucked them about 70, 75, 80, 85. They just went, nah, you know what? Here, bang, there you go.
Well, mate.
Let's not talk about it no more. Send us Jack over here. We'll discuss his payment from there, mate. Just there, have a load of money. And to be frank, Aston Villa, we should review them because they done fantastic business with that money. By the way, just to let you know. But Man City themselves, I think, I look at that and go, yeah, Jack Grealish, fantastic player. What a player. Probably worth that. In fact, worth that amount of money. In fact, in my opinion. But I look at it and go, did City actually need Jack Grealish?
No, it wasn't a need.
It was a want. Give me
it was a want and it was a great addition, but it was definitely not a need. You know what I mean?
Go, could have
They needed
5 good points. That was
Come
on
on,
the
let's
previous
go.
one. I
Come
like
on.
that one. To get that one out there, could have. We don't want to miss that
You know
one.
what I mean? Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think for Man City, obviously, I think everyone knows they needed a striker, isn't it? You know what I mean? And they tried the Kane thing until, that was dead in the water. Then the random Ronaldo thing.
I like the fact
know
that
what
they
I mean?
walked away from the Kane thing as well. I think they stuck to their grounds. They didn't think he was worth that amount of money. Tottenham thought he was worth that amount of money, and he went, yeah, you know what? Nah, we're not doing it. Sorry.
I think with City, you got to look at it. We got to add context to the situation, innit? Their squad is still stacked. Like, you know what I mean? Like in most positions, they are still stacked, like ridiculously stacked. You know what I mean? So, and then they just added Grealish in there, which I like the position he's playing in, by the way. But yeah, I mean, can they win the league doing the Ferran Torres thing up front? I don't know about that, but like, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a bit of a mere transfer away from Man City.
Yeah, like Chat's saying, Kane was more of a need, 100%. I don't think anyone's disagreeing that they definitely should have probably got Kane. But like I said, I like the fact that, they thought he was worth X amount of money. Tottenham thought he was worth X amount of money. Neither party was willing to budge either which way. And Man City just went, all right then. You know what? We'll just go for it. We'll just go for it. And don't get it twisted. Man City could come back in a year's time for Harry Kane if they really wanted to, or there might be other, counterparts that he could go out to.
They knew that he was not going to budge.
And Levy was in such a strong position as well, man.
Yeah, massively strong position. And in that position,
we talk Kane a bit later on. Let's see if we can direct keep it on a Man City. But to be fair to them, other than the Jack Grealish one, there's not a lot that they done. They done.
Very
Scott
underwhelming.
Carson. What is going on with that? Stealing a living. My guy. Hey, I love third choice goalkeepers. You know what I mean? If they're sign me up. Third choice goalkeeper, whoever it may be, Premier League club. I'm here for that. I am here for that.
You must have the same agent as Choupo-Moting, boy, because them men are working wonders. Absolute wonders.
He is agent of the century, by the way.
Different class.
Did he play for Sunderland? Is it Sunderland? And he ended up in
Carson.
PSG.
Who?
Choupo-Moting. Sorry.
Oh, Chuba. Portsmouth, he was that, wasn't he?
Stoke. You know, Stoke.
Stoke.
Stoke
Yeah,
to
from Stoke,
PSG.
they got relegated.
Stoke to
To Bayern Munich. And won everything.
Oh, mate. Yeah. Like I said, other than Jack Grealish, they brought in a young boy, 18-year-old.
Very underwhelming, man.
Yeah,
Very underwhelming
9 million.
window.
That's a lot of money. But yeah, I was looking at that. I'm thinking, that's not as impressive as I thought it was actually. But the Jack Grealish one is definitely a good transfer. But they 100% needed a striker in my opinion. I think that's gonna come back to haunt him at the come sort of March sort of time in the league.
Maybe Sterling can go up front and do the tapping thing. You don't know.
You never know. Could work.
Yeah.
It could work.
He's done it many times.
I feel really for this Man City one, boys. Let's wrap this one up now then, because there's not a lot. Angelino let go. I didn't see that coming. I forgot he was even on loan. But yeah,
Exactly.
nothing major. So let's rate this one. I like this one because of Jack Grealish, man. If it was a Jack Grealish, I like Jack Grealish. Let's go. Sean, don't you roll your eyes at me, boy.
Yo, Stuart, I'm with you, boy. I'm on the, Grealish agenda, boy. Come on. You know what I mean?
I'm going 8. I'm sticking it to the table. 8. Big boy 8 for, yeah.
Ooh.
Okay,
Yeah, that's how much I like the Jack Grealish transfer.
Your Grealish agenda is stronger than mine, boy. No, I'm not that strong, boy. Nothing.
The Grealish is strong.
No. I'm going 5 because they definitely need that striker. I'm going 5. You know what I mean? But they only get the 5 because of Grealish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was thinking more along the 5. Jack Grealish is always going to be a good signing for them. I think he was a brilliant player when they signed him, before they signed him. And I think you're going to see him get even better now because he ain't got the responsibility of having to do everything on the pitch like he needed at Villa. That is why I give them a 5 because, like Kuda said, they 100% needed another striker. But Torres and Jesus and possibly Sterling could prove us wrong.
Yeah. I'm boring. I'm going to be on 5 as well. Jack Grealish was a great signing. Don't know if they really needed him, but he's going to be good. He might come into effect. Since they don't have a striker, they probably will return to Kevin De Bruyne as a false number 9. In that case, Grealish becomes more important as a signing. So we'll see. But yeah, 5. They needed a striker. Especially after letting go of Aguero. I know.
Well, we've got to say that Aguero didn't play much last season,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he didn't.
We're only thinking of the name Aguero, but did he really play that much when they won the league?
No, he's always injured every season. They definitely needed a striker, though.
Yeah,
because long-term injury as well. It's not like a 2-3 weeker.
I think mainly the striker is Champions League.
Yeah, because in the Premier League, I mean, they pretty much won it without a striker, didn't they? Last year.
I think Champions League, in order for them to get over the line, they definitely need a striker because that's where they seem to be failing.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's all the teams in Manchester spoken about. Let's move on to Tottenham. Nah, joking. Mate, I'd much rather talk about Man United than Tottenham. So let's talk. Come on then, start crowing about your championship winning super duper team. Then,
there we go.
Let's hear about it. How was your business in the transfer window? How do you rate it? What's going on?
It was beautiful. It brought tears to my eyes.
Oh my God! Here we go. Here we go, boy.
You know what?
Real Madrid legend.
I
was gonna say.
I already thought that the transfer window was good for us because we sorted out 2 key positions, centre back and right wing. So I was already happy with that. Heaton, I don't really that third keeper who said in his interview that he's going to try and become first, which I thought hilarious. So I was already excited about that, and I kept stressing that I wanted a CDM. I needed someone to replace Fred and McTominay and move them out of the first starting lineup.
He moved world class out of the starting lineup. I know you're talking about Fred right there. You're not talking about McTominay, mate. McTominay deserves his place in that lineup, my friend.
Oh my God! Don't
so even though someone believes he's world class, unfortunately the performances on the pitch says otherwise. So I really wanted to send a midfielder. And then all of a sudden,
what did you think about that?
I get a story. I would have definitely taken him. I would have taken him or Ndidi. Those are the 2 players I wanted. I didn't want Neves. I don't know the interest in him. There was enough. Yeah, I obviously Kuda knows the other one that I was interested in. I'm not going to talk about it because it's annoying. But yeah, so I was happy along with that. And then one night I see Ronaldo possibly going to Man City, and I text the group.
If only.
I was heartbroken. I was scared. I was angry.
Emotional.
Yeah, say that one again.
I was hurt.
Emotional.
And in the morning, Rio Ferdinand puts a picture up, that cryptic picture that made me think something is up. And by the afternoon, we'd realized that Ronaldo was signing for United. Now, as I've said, I already thought the other 2 signings were excellent. even the third keeper I thought was good as well. Ronaldo's just mwah. Just mwah. So I'm very excited. But there is still a gap.
Would you have taken this man at CDM?
Not for the price they wanted. Not for the price you guys wanted. Absolutely not. You guys wanted Jack Grealish money. Absolutely not.
He's just as good, mate. Yeah, what are you talking about? Rice is golden, mate. Rice is golden. Anyway, talk about your team, man.
There's no point buying Rice when we have McTominay, though, isn't it?
This is true. I've said that.
No.
No problem.
Oh
I've got
my
no
God.
problem with McTominay, mate. Got no problem with McTominay.
Yeah, this
He-
McTominay
he
thing
brings
is
it to
jarring,
the
bro.
table.
So yeah, I'm really happy about that. And of course, today we find out that he's taking the number 7 shirt. So it's CR7 continuing. I will correct my name for next time. That's brilliant.
So
news
that
as
no
well.
one can see it. We black it out just so that no one can see it.
Thank goodness.
Oh,
For those of you
yeah.
wondering, it says Cristiano FC instead of a Pogba FC. It's funny that, isn't it? Look at that.
Yeah, he
Straight away,
dished-
Pogba dashed
He
to the
dished
side
Pogba
pile.
so quickly, you know.
You see that man
Nah,
down there in the
Pogba's my
bottom left? That's what you call a wag.
That's a
Pogba's my
wag.
guy. Pogba's my guy, man.
You do realise he only spent 3 seasons at Man United. You do realise this.
Who?
Ronaldo.
Is it 3 or was it 4? Oh, it doesn't
You
matter.
tell us, mate. You're the
You tell,
United.
you tell he's...
Nah, I think it might have been more than 3, man.
I think it was
4.
definitely more than 3.
4.
Nah, they signed him when the time left,
He
innit?
was,
Wasn't it
19, he was 18. Well, 17,
So
17,
it's-
18.
So
So-
4 seasons.
And
They
then
signed him
he
in 2003, innit?
Yeah, no, I don't even know the dates, but he signed him when he was 14, 18, and then
Hey,
he left at
hey.
21, 22, 23.
Do our Googles, man. We
So,
did
You know
guess
what I
it.
mean?
Either way, I don't listen. When he was here, he won everything for us, and he was left as the best player of the world, and continued on that vein. And obviously we're not getting the same player back, but we are getting a proven winner, proven champion, elite mentality, and I hope that rubs out to the younger players.
You know what, Abbas? Yeah, quickly on the
Yeah.
Ronaldo thing. Yeah, the reason why, and this is just me speaking from the outside. The reason why a lot of your rivals, yeah, like the Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, Man City fans, you know, the reason why they're scared of Ronaldo is actually because this will mean that Ollie's going to get sacked. So that's why rival fans are actually upset. They're not actually upset because Ronaldo is here. They're just upset that Ollie might be coming out the window and that. Do you know what I mean? That's why. So don't gas yourself and think, man, I shook of Ronaldo. People are only thinking, oh man, this means that Ollie is definitely going to get sacked in this squad.
You
Do you know what I mean?
You know
That's
what?
why your rivals are scared.
You know what's funny about it? I did say the last episode that only one man can ruin the team that we have and not make them win something or make them really competitive. So yeah, it's still on him no matter what. Yeah, no matter what. I'm good with this. I'm really good with this window though. That was it. And we spent less money than Arsenal. You think of the names that we put on paper.
But you know
we
what's
spent-
funny with you United fans, yeah? Is that
Yeah.
all this time you've been telling us we need a right winger. We need a right winger. You get your right winger. We need someone next to Maguire that's going to improve the thing. You get Varane, yeah?
Yep.
You get Cristiano Ronaldo. Now all of a sudden, because we don't have a CDM, we're not going to do nothing.
Nonsense. I'm
What?
not part of that group. I'm not part of that group.
What's
I'm not
going on
part
here?
of that group. I'm not part of that group.
What
I'm
do
not
you know how
group.
many teams here that will win stuff and they always have that one random dodgy player? Even your team, all those years you're winning titles with Gary Neville.
Oh, no.
Anderson.
Wait,
You know what I mean? You weren't saying like, oh yeah,
Anderson.
Whoa.
you weren't saying, oh we got
Totally.
yeah, you weren't saying, oh yeah, we got a dead right back, so you know what I mean. We're not gonna do nothing. You just had
The
good
thing
players
is-
everywhere else.
I can't speak for other United fans or Gary Neville. Funny enough, that's trying to make excuses for Ole and saying that he can't be counted as a title challenger. I've said it on here. It's been clipped. He has to win something major. So there's no excuses on my end. He has enough. You know, if he's tactically acute, he will know how to make that team sing with the players he has. Because if Pep had this team, you would expect him to win. If Klopp had this same squad, you would expect him to win. So Ole, if he wants to
Even
be counted
Tuchel.
as one of the big managers, has to win. So that's it. I was saying Louis van Gaal had a worse team, won an FA Cup. Jose had a team, but he still managed to win 2 trophies.
I was about to say,
there's
it's one
excuses
trophy.
for me.
Moyes won a trophy, innit?
Charity Shield. Does
Yeah,
that count now?
it's still more than what Oli has won, isn't it?
Let's count it.
It's
Was
still
that
more
Count
than
that,
what Oli has
I
won.
mean, Jose
Is
won
that in less
3.
time as well?
Huh?
Yeah.
Is that in less time as well? Yeah.
So that means Moyes won something, Van Gaal won something, and Jose won something. And
So
Oli
And
has won
Arteta.
zilch.
at this point, as I said in two episodes in a row, Oli has to win something. That's it. It's fine. He has to win something.
But you know what? I'm looking at a statement there. Greenwood's gonna be learning from Ronnie. Yes, he will learn from him, but I think Ronaldo coming to United might stifle Greenwood a bit because he's gonna limit his playing time.
I don't know. I'm not worried about
Where
that.
do you fit all of these attacking players in? What happens to Rashford and Greenwood and
So we're
Martial?
lucky in a sense that Rashford is injured for now. So left wing is kind of open for, I'll say, for Martial and Sancho for now. With Ronaldo joining, obviously he goes up front. So it'd be him and Cavani having a battle for up front, and then Greenwood goes right wing.
That's not a battle.
I was gonna say that's almost as silly as when Sky Sports were putting up who's gonna take penalties, Bruno or Ronaldo.
And that's not a battle either.
It's not a battle. Who's gonna take free kicks, Bruno or
That's
Ronaldo? It's
not-
not a battle. Ronaldo's gonna take everything. He only doesn't want to take corners because he wants to header the ball in the back of the net. Believe me, if he could score from the direct corner, he'd be taking them.
Yeah, so we do have. It's good because one thing that I learned throughout Ollie's management is his lack of
He's not very good.
substitutions at the right time.
Oh,
Whoa! I didn't even hear that. I'm glad.
oh,
Is this-
he wasn't. He's not very good.
I'll allow it. He's good. He's all right.
Who Oli?
He's all right.
Yeah, he's alright in finals as well. Yeah, you're right.
No, he's nothing special. Yeah, thanks for that extra show. He's nothing special, but he's all right. But like I said, he now has all the players. Now has all the players.
So, what do you expect him to win this season with
Yeah,
with his
Premier
transfer
League or
dealings?
Champions League, or both.
What?
Premier
both?
League, Premier League, or Champions League, or both. I'm personally thinking, I think
stretch,
Ronaldo. I think having a player like Ronaldo is more suited for the Champions League anyway. I don't think he's going to be able to keep that consistency, especially at this intensity of the league for 38 games. But I
Gotta
think
make out the group stages first, innit?
It's stopped in there.
Jeez.
I can't even say nothing because of last season.
Hot underneath that hat, boy.
But yeah, the Champions League will be more suited for Ronaldo's expertise, anyways. And I think
No, I agree.
Ronaldo
I agree.
himself-
You're more suited to the Champions League than Premier League. You are
Yeah,
more
so
suited to
I
it.
think Ronaldo himself wants to win the Champions League because he probably wants to win one more Ballon d'Or, to be honest. So, yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I'm very. There's no hiding place for Oli right now. As I said, he's the weakest. He's the only person there that can ruin this whole setup. And there's no excuses. Tell me you don't have a CDM, I'll allow it. You have enough. For
Let's go for it then, Abbas. Let's hear your rating for Man United's transfer window.
Well, obviously, because of Ronaldo, 9 out of 10.
This is
Wow.
it's from chat earlier. 7 to 8, missing the D CDM.
You know what? Sorry. 8 out
No,
of 10.
you said what you said.
No.
You said what you
There's
said.
no
No,
retraction.
no, no,
You said what you
There's no
said.
retraction. Say it with chest.
Yeah,
No,
you said it.
no.
What you said.
9 out of 10.
Go
The
on,
only
Sean,
thing that
what were
was
you
missing
saying?
to make it perfect was a DM.
Yeah, I give it a 7.
Yeah, I'm
I
going.
mean,
I'm going. Go on, sir.
I think. Sorry, I think they've done good in their transfer dealing and the players that they've brought in, but I think they definitely needed a defensive midfielder because you can't have the likes of Matic, Fred, and McTominay. McTominay, yeah, he's decent, but they needed something else in it.
Van der Beek
It's
still in
okay,
prison.
Sean.
Oh yeah, Van der Beek. I feel sorry for him.
Oh,
Free
I
my
feel-
guy.
I actually feel sorry for him to know that you had an agreement. You knew you had an agreement to go on loan or to go to
Free
another.
Donny. Free
It was meant to go to Everton, innit? And then Ivan blocked it.
Yeah,
Oli blocked it.
Oli blocked it. So
Why? Why are you
Free
keeping man
Donny,
in
man.
prison?
apparently, he said he's gonna play him more. So We're gonna see how that's gonna work. But
I saw something where
so
Oli
can I
said that
just
he's
say-
got 6 options in midfield.
So can I just say this is what I meant about the Arsenal player that came out on social media. Let your agent do the talking, because Donny's agent came out, said some things. Obviously, everyone got enough information for it, but the player hasn't said it. So I think that's more professional than coming out and say it out yourself. But yeah, sorry, just a little bit off.
I didn't understand the whole reason of bringing up Maitland Niles. We understand what you're saying, but there was no need to bring up back.
Oh, no, 'cause it's
Maitland-Niles.
the same sort of thing, isn't it? That's why. But yeah, sorry about that. Go ahead.
Where do you stand? Could they go and give us a?
Yeah,
what they stand?
I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. Do you know what I mean? You can't sign Varane, Sancho. You know what I mean? And tell me that it's not a good window, and then add, do you know what I mean?
Cristiano
International top goal scorer, Champions League top goal scorer, goal machine, Cristiano Ronaldo. Even at this age, you know what I mean? He's still a goal scorer. If Ronaldo doesn't score goals, it's not Ronaldo's fault. It's United's fault.
Whoa, wow.
You know what I mean?
Where
It is, it is.
Where
It is
else
because-
hasn't he scored a goal? You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
No, you're damn right. No, you're damn right. I'm not even.
It'll be United's fault, because we know if he went to City, he'd have been bagging loads of goals. So, you know, if he doesn't score, it's not his fault. It's your fault.
Well,
United, not
sorry.
Yours. Now you're saying it's your fault. Yours. Now, I mean, much on the same sort of basis as Kuda was just saying there. Same sort of thing, exactly the same reasons, but because I put City on a Jack Grealish hype at 8. I'm gonna have to go one better and put United at 9, because I do think their business has been spectacular. As you said, the Sancho signing was a player that they've been crying out for. The centre back was another player that they've been crowing about for a while that they needed. And, you know, it's CR7, mate. Who's going to turn that down? No one in their right mind. And, you know, it is, like we said about Lukaku and the other players coming back, it's always good to see, you know, the top of the top come back and play in the Premier League, no matter who they're playing for, in my own opinion. So it is good to see Ronaldo back in the Premier League, no matter what sort of Ronaldo we get. But he's definitely going to be scoring some goals. That's
no
for
matter
sure.
what, that man is he's a machine, mate. He's gonna get goals, mate. It's gonna be crazy. But yeah, we'll see.
Out of interest, before we move on to the next team, who gets more goals this season, Lukaku or Ronaldo?
Boy, I want to see Ronaldo play. You know, I probably still will go with Ronaldo because I said it's guaranteed goals. But like I said, it all depends on the way Oli sets the team up in feeding him. You need to see. I want to see the first game before.
Yeah. I think by rights it should be Ronaldo, but
Yeah.
if these men do their nonsense build up, then yeah, it'll be Lukaku.
But
But like I
from the
said,
back.
if he doesn't score, it is not Ronaldo's fault. That's what I'm saying. That's my thing. You know what I mean? He needs to be fed. He obviously can't create his own goals anymore, but you know, you create the chances for him, he's putting them away, and he should.
Yeah, put them away. But that's what I was saying about. I want to see the first game because it's going to be the setup on what Oli is, what Oli does in order to feed him. If you don't feed him, he ain't scoring goals. So yeah,
United do it. They have some worrying stats for their forwards about touches in the box. You know what I mean? It'd be like single figures in the game, and that is
So funny. I'm still even though this conversation is correct. There's no lies I've heard just even this last minute or so. I'm still gonna pick Ronaldo because somehow but he still managed to outscore Lukaku in the last 2 seasons. So I'm just
both Ronaldo, but Kuda and Sean both said Ronaldo will score more.
Yeah, so I'm going for Ronaldo as well. But yeah, it really does depend on even if Oli messes it up.
But you see what you just said there. He's outscored Lukaku. He was in the better teams. So. He was at Juventus with better players around him. So
to be fair, Inter did win the league. Though.
You know what they did?
Last season was a bit of an anomaly, though.
Yeah, they did win the league, but look, on paper, look at the players he's got around.
Yeah, on paper, I think for me, I would actually say Lukaku's amount of goals was actually a little bit more impressive than what Ronaldo done. Only because Lukaku was playing with another forward with Lautaro, whereas Juve was just for Ronaldo. You know what I mean? And if you even look at how many goals Ronaldo scored, percentage-wise, he scored a higher percentage of their goals than what actually Lukaku did. So he showed that obviously Inter were sharing the goals around, and Lukaku was still managing to get a half decent amount of goals, whereas Juve were sort of feeding Ronaldo. You know what I mean? For him to So Lukaku had definitely had a good season. I think it's a bit unfair to just say, oh yeah, because he did have more assists than Ronaldo, which I think is a bit meh.
No,
you know what I mean? Because Ronaldo is not really that kind of player.
I can't prove it, but I do remember seeing a stat that Lukaku actually took more shots than Ronaldo did on goal. So that's why I don't know if that.
I like how you say you can't prove it because that's how.
I'm just
more shots than Ronaldo.
It happened, though.
Let me just be honest. I don't want to seem like I'm making it up. I'm 100% sure. I just don't. I need to remember where I found it from.
Imagine.
I do look at too much stats.
Imagine going to your bank and saying, you know what, I can't prove it, but I'll tell you what, there's £1 million in my bank account. I can't prove it though. Anyway, I think for me, I don't think I answered. I would say Lukaku outscores Ronaldo, but that's just me personally. I think Chelsea will create more chances and score more than Man United. But, we'll have to wait and see at the end of the season. We'll clip this part of the video out, boys, and we'll come back and we'll come back at May and see who was right. But hey ho, we press on anyway. We press on to just see that. It's Tottenham Hotspur. Oh dear. Well, to talk about Tottenham Hotspur, what can we say? I think probably easily said their best bit of business was holding on to Harry Kane. I mean, I don't think there's much more than that. Do you? Oh, Sean, I don't see. You don't think that's a good bit of business? You think they should have let him go?
Mate, if you don't want to be there, let him go. I mean,
even for the money that they were quoting, Man City, they was only going to give 100 million or something, wasn't it? And
100. Imagine they got 100 million, yeah, and they spent 60 million on Lautaro Martinez from Inter Milan. Yeah, you get a striker that wants to be there. You got Son there. Lucas Moura will score goals. Mate, yeah, I've seen. You see, talking from experience from my own club and seeing players come and go, big players come and go. You'll always replace them. Harry Kane's not irreplaceable. You always find somebody else.
They've got post-Bale PTSD in it.
Probably. Yeah, because when they saw Bale, there was big problems the players that they brought in. Yeah, it was mad. But like I said, I still think they would have found another player. Or
share the goals around maybe or something. I don't know.
They played Man City.
You can't replace Kane though.
I don't know. I mean, you'd always find another player. Like, even though you may think it's the end, you always find another player. I mean, like I said, I've seen big players come and go. Stuart's seen big players come and go. Abbas has seen big players come and go and come back.
Oh, man.
Guy.
Come back. Even now, Tevez, I'll still take you back, Carlos, mate. All day long, mate.
Yeah, man. Big players come and go, man. Look, they played City at the beginning. Kane weren't there, and they still won the game.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
I just think Levy was in. I think Levy was just in such a strong position with this.
That's exactly what you said, Sean. There you go.
Yeah. Because they had so many years left on the contract, and he knows that Kane ain't gonna down tools. You know what I mean? Like I said it before on the stream that he's too obsessed with Shearer's record to down tools. So he's gonna come back and play 100%. You know what I mean? Because he wants to score goals. He wants to get that record, even if you don't win no trophies. So he knows he's gonna play, and he's gonna play. To his 200%. So it's like he's in that position where he's like, whatever, man. Do you know what I mean? 150 or you ain't going nowhere. See you later.
Got 3 years left to run. And if that's not a cry out for Harry Kane to get yourself a professional agent and not let your brother deal with your financial aspects of your career, my friend. A 6-year contract at Tottenham. What are you thinking, my friend? Come on. Oh my
Between
goodness.
the best years of his playing career.
Tied down.
Make no
at
sense.
Tottenham. Winning
I remember
nothing.
when Kudo was saying he had no ambition. He wasn't joking.
He showed ambition too late. He tried to prove me wrong, but it was too late. He was too late, man. He had all these years of zero ambition, man. I don't know what he just had pipe dreams that he was gonna, he's gonna do so. Yeah, I definitely agree with Jonathan there because I am a big I'm
You
a
like
big
Ndombele, I know
I'm a
you
big
do, yeah.
Dembele fan. I would even take him at Madrid. I like him that
As-
much. You know.
I was gonna show this comment as well here. Not sure if Tottenham can attract that type of player.
I think they were close because of Inter's finances. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
This summer.
It's finances at the moment,
Yeah, I
especially
mean, I
in
think-
Italy and Spain with the Premier League's got the all the money.
And they're in and out of Europe.
Yeah,
Are they?
this
They're
is
in
it.
Europe this year as well, aren't they?
But you know what? Yeah, aside from Kane, I actually think they have a couple of half decent signings. You know, that Romero guy. You know, decent potential there.
I like the is
Yeah.
it Jill?
Yeah,
Gill?
Brian Gill from Sevilla again,
Yeah.
another player that showed you know promise. You know what I mean, one for the future sort of thing. But it's one of those, you know, that these Brian Gills, they're like 50-50 in it. He's either gonna just, you know what I mean, be wonderful
thing.
or just be like a Lamella or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
They got rid of him this summer as well, and Lemeda's gone.
yeah, he went to Sevilla. And then Emerson Royale is like, how can I describe Emerson Royale? Emerson Royale is like Bellerin with more physicality. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
can't
the
defend.
Barcelona fullback they brought in on.
Yeah, the
deadline.
right back they just bought. Yeah, so going forward, he's definitely better than Doherty and Sergio Aurier, and he's not going to be as
Well, they've let go of Serge
No.
Aurier. He might be going to Arsenal actually.
you know what I mean. So yeah, he's definitely, but defensively he is rubbish. So I don't know how he's going to do in the Premier League, but maybe his physicality might get him out. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes
Yeah.
your pace and stuff can just kind of get you out of trouble, sort of thing. You know what I mean? So
Walker.
yeah, like
You saw. You talk about pace. You saw that linked with the Spurs. Sorry, he wanted
Traore.
Traore to go there.
that would have been a good signing for them.
That would have been a good.
Wolves were reluctant to sell though for I think it was 60 million or something they wanted for him.
Wow, yeah, stop that.
Well,
I don't think he's got long on the contract. I think he might have about 2 years. So
yeah, 2 years ago they wanted 80 million for Man City for him. So 60, it's not that bad.
yeah, but like I said, they're gonna come on stock because people will just wait for that contract to go lower and lower, and then what are you gonna do next?
Yeah,
That's what happens though, isn't it? Really and truly,
Yeah.
nothing you could do about it. To be honest with you, and especially if a player don't want to sign a new contract, you better get him out of there quickly with
Yeah.
2 years to go, or risk losing him for absolute nothing. So other than who else did they bring in? Sorry, Romero.
Oh, they bought Sarr from Metz. I don't know him. And the guy from Atalanta. I don't know what position he plays either.
Yeah, so loan with the option to buy.
Yeah, so
Collini.
no big name signings coming, more to bolster up the squad by the looks of it. And
Oh, he's a goalkeeper, by the way.
okay,
Okay, so we don't care about that then. Might as well delete that line, boy. You know what I mean? Because Lloris ain't going nowhere, is he? You know what I mean?
just because it's new as well. How do you think Nuno will get on at Spurs?
He's looking
Obviously,
good, you know.
start to the season.
Yeah. I mean, they're grinding out the 1-0 wins, but boy, it's taking them to where they want to be, innit?
Yeah.
Win the league or 1-0 wins, mate. You know, it'd be always easy to do that 38 times. Done.
Yeah, don't ever mention win the league when Tottenham are the top topic we're talking about. You're moving,
I
man.
mean, I think we jumped the gun on that one, but yeah.
Stuart,
No, I
I'm a
mean,
cover Spurs fan, boy.
Yeah, oh yeah. Love him all day.
I think he probably will maintain their top 6 status. Just about. I think just about. Yeah, I don't see it being a calamity. No, but it's his first season, so you know.
Is he
You
also
say
getting the post Mourinho bounce?
Yeah.
Because that is a thing as well. Do you know what I mean? Morale is up now. You remember?
You two
we're
would
always
know
talking
about
about,
it.
you know what I mean? Oh yeah, I know about the post Mourinho bounce. Do you know what I mean? Post
Well, he got a job
yes.
from it, so yeah. I know.
Exactly. So yeah, man. So you know that
The only
that
reason I'll say
can I
he's
say?
not getting that is because there was a manager in between, who obviously didn't get kept on.
is he a manager though? Ryan Mason, like
No,
Come
get
on.
out
He's
of
kind
here.
of there, though.
Get out of
man,
it.
they might as well just had a
Ryan
cone
Mason
there.
was brought in for the fact that they didn't have to pay Mourinho money for reaching a final, mate. That's
That's
all it
not
was.
Ryan Mason. I don't even count that period. That's just nothing. They had no manager at that point. They were just going out there and freestyling because that was a joke. That was
They
a
were
joke.
going
Yeah.
on vibes.
That will bring me on to something else, but I won't talk about it now. Yeah, but you know, what I mean?
Ooh.
It's a disrespect. No, because they had what's it? Chris Powell. You know,
Yeah.
Chris Powell. Yeah, that used to
Yeah.
play Charlton back in the day. Yeah, How was he under Ryan Mason as a manager? I mean, you know, I won't start on why that is at this moment in time. This is not a political stream.
That is a topic in football, boy.
Exactly. But yeah,
they've
that's
been rinsing the juice out of this squad for years, though, Nath. You know, everyone has said this for a long time now that they run out of juice, but they still kick around here and there.
Yeah, the only reason I mentioned this post Mourinho bounce is because of what's his name, Son's interview, and he's talking about how happy everyone is. I was like, this is sounding like the post Mourinho interviews from the players, you know, when they're talking about
happy.
And I noticed every time,
around.
I saw it with Man United players, Madrid players as well. Was when Mourinho leaves, they always say these things like the squad is happy, and they will throw shade and say, you know, it's good to have a manager that, you know, he used to be a player, so he used to understand. He understands. They always say this. He used to be a player. It was always something that said after Mourinho, little digs. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean. It's definitely a factor, man.
That's weird because you don't see them talking about Klopp or even Wenger talking about that.
It's just shade purposes.
That's shade purposes only.
Yeah,
like it.
Yeah. Because funny enough, I think Mourinho's been thrown that insult since Barcelona days when he was at Barcelona on the thing. So everyone's always thrown that you never play football, you don't know how it is. There's another guy that managed Tottenham and Chelsea as well. I can't remember it. AVB.
He was junior Mourinho though, wasn't he?
Yeah,
that's why they brought him in, isn't it? That's why he got the job.
Yeah, funny enough, he used to chase Mourinho around for advice as well. So yeah. But he got that stick as well. The players didn't respect him because of that. But
did he end up at PSG at some time? On JVS Boas.
Nah.
Am I making that up?
No, he was in Russia, innit?
Breaking news.
Yeah, he went to Russia. Breaking news.
Stuart just makes that random fact about Andres Villas-Boas. So you want to talk? Is it right? So hey, let's pin a number down on Tottenham's transfer dealings and window. What have we got here, boys? What are we saying?
I'm going 7.
That's a big number, you know.
I'm going 7 because obviously they kept Kane, and I still think the signings they made, Romero and Emerson, are an improvement. You know what I mean? I think they're an improvement. I think they'll have an impact on their squad. So yeah.
Now you need to start going last on these things, because your rational reasonings make me change my biased opinion.
Well, you just didn't go.
I'll tell you. I started before you chatted. I was like, 2, 3.
2, you know.
I've managed to palm my way up to a 7 now. I don't know what's going on.
Agendas, boy. Agendas.
You know what I mean?
No,
I'm not going 7. No. Listen, I can't be giving 7s for Tottenham and saying that they're winning the league in the same stream. Like the thing is gonna go meltdown. Honestly, 6 for me. 6 for me. More along the same lines of what Kuda was saying. There's not really a lot you can argue about that, to be honest with you. For me personally, I think keeping Kane under whatever circumstance, lock and key, whatever it may be, I think that was the best bit of business that they could have done.
I'm going with 5.
Is that because they didn't sell Kane, Sean?
Well, I think they should have let him go, but
Yeah,
they've done well to keep him because like I said, he'd be useful to their squad. But I still think they should have let him go. If he wanted to go, get rid of him. Quite frankly, that is why I'm going 5 as well. I mean, they've signed these players, but I don't know too much about them, so that's why I'm just on the fence at 5.
Sort of
I'm in
wait
between.
and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm going for 6. I'll pretty much 4 out of 10 of that is for keeping Kane, and 2 out of 10 of that is these players. Yes, they've got quite a few players, but big question marks of whether they're going to be able to do it. As the saying would be, on a cold night in Stoke, but obviously Stoke are not in the Premier League, but just be able to do it in the league. Ouch. Period.
Are you shade at Stoke for that? Where did that come from? That's uncalled for.
Oh
my goodness! Out of
nowhere, man. It can't be helped.
Where did you find this guy, man?
No. Kuda. Let's come to you because I know there was one. I know there was one thing you wanted Palace to sign. I'm
Yeah.
gonna start with Palace first with you. I know you got the
Yeah,
Real
yeah.
Madrid top on. I like to get there as well if we can tonight. We're running out of time
Absolutely,
so bad.
absolutely. No, we definitely got time for that.
Good.
We're getting
So let's talk. Let's keep it Premier League first. Let's talk about Vieira's dealings in the Premier League.
With Palace, yeah, the amount of outs, and I'm going to go back to how important certain players are. I still actually agree that a lot of players that we let go should have gone because they're past their sell-by date. You know what I mean? Scott Dan, all these kind of guys, come on, man. We can't carry on. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, these are very key players to the team. So automatically, that puts the ceiling for my rating on Palace to the 6, no matter what they did. Do you know what I mean? Just by the personalities that all went on freeze and all that kind of stuff, yeah.
So we talk about Townsend, Patrick Van Aanholt, Sacco, and Cahill.
Yep. Do you know what I mean?
What about Willie
Cahill.
Hennessy?
Come on, don't be silly.
Bro, do you listen to the podcast?
Don't be silly.
Hey,
Don't be
the
silly.
man are fishing.
He's trying. But obviously, like Man City, and that's the only thing that's like Man City with Crystal Palace, we needed a striker. You know what I mean? that's where the similarity goes, boy, between Palace and Man City, where they needed a striker in it because Benteke and Uncle Ayu ain't it, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's just not. Oh man, nah. Uncle Ayu is annoying, bro. He just holds onto the ball and lose. It's jarring. He will make this whole headpiece will be grey, bro. Carry on watching Ayu. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. But the Celtic striker,
Eduardo.
Oh my!
Yeah.
I didn't expect this because I had already sort of resigned to the fact that it's going to be another Benteke season, but that kind of was unexpected. And for us, it's a massive signing. An absolutely massive signing. You know what I mean? And you got to remember as well, for Crystal Palace, we're not asking man to score 20 Premier League goals. You know what I'm saying?
Hit double
between
figures,
12
you'll probably be happy. Yeah,
exactly. If he hits 12 goals, we'll be happy. You know what I mean? We'll be happy. So it's not like he's coming and there's going to be loads of pressure and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So absolutely great signing. As Jonathan's saying again, my guy Jonathan talking sense in the chat. You know what I mean? Gay, definitely a good prospect. You know what I mean? I'm seeing that Vieira definitely, he has an eye on specific type of players that
that's
he
big
needs.
money as well. To be fair, 21 mil.
Absolutely.
To take a punt, that's big money.
Absolutely, but for Palace, that's what we needed. Like I said, going from the old guys, we needed fresh young blood. Gallagher,
Bad
I
boy.
know Stuart, you know about him already.
Painful.
You
He does look a quality player. Shame he's just on loan, but he does look.
Unfortunately, do you know what I mean? But I think we need to loan more Chelsea players because remember Loftus-Cheek.
Loftus-Cheek.
That was the best time in his
Barnstable.
career. Has Loftus-Cheek ever had a better season than what he done when he was at Crystal Palace?
No.
Do you know what I mean? Where is he now? You know what I mean?
I couldn't tell you, mate.
Where the hell is he?
No, I mean I didn't mean literally. I just meant as in
He was at Fulham last season. He was at Fulham, wasn't he?
yeah, he
last
was at
season?
Fulham, yeah.
He's
But I
probably
don't
about
know where he is.
eighth choice at Chelsea right now.
Yeah. But and then obviously, so I think that's good. Obviously, we got the Eze is big injury. Hopefully, he'll be back.
That's a shame, man. He was just kicking on as well when that
Exactly,
injury
you know what I mean.
come
And Zaha has been looking lost these first 3 games as well. You know what I mean? He just needs to wake up. Otherwise we will be relegation fodder, as you said. But if Zaha doesn't,
on. There he is.
doesn't
We
get
found Ruben lost his cheek. He's sitting with Barkley.
oh my days. But yeah, now I'll rate our window. Like I said, I'll rate it the maximum 6. Because of especially the Edouard signing. Even though Gallagher is obviously the best signing we've made, but
Do you know? I
Like
didn't
your
even
Will
know.
Hughes signing.
Yeah, that's what I was about to bring up. I didn't know you lot signed Will Hughes.
Surprising.
yeah,
It might be a good signing for you. Lot. I used to think
Never
he was a good player when he was at Watford. So yeah, let's see.
that's another one. But he's got to obviously bed them in. I just hope that Vieira seems to have a certain style that he wants to play with, but I just hope he doesn't get the De Jong bug, and be too stubborn. You know what I mean? He has to understand where he is and what type of players he's got.
Do you know
I
what?
mean,
I don't think he'll
Stars.
get the. I don't think he'll get the De Jong.
Oh, he's already done better than De Jong because we got 1 point and 2 goals already. You know what I mean? De Jong had
You knew where I
0.
was going.
You know what I mean?
You knew where I was going.
He's already done better than De Jong. But you know, like I said, I just hope that when you're managing teams like Palace, yeah, come with your style, but remember where you are in it. And remember who you got as well. Do you know what I mean? You have to adapt to the tools that you have. Do you know what I mean? You can't just come in and think, yeah, exactly.
I
Read
think
the
he
room.
will. I think he will.
You know what I mean?
I'm hoping that he does good. I'm hoping that he does
Yeah.
good. I loved him as a player, Patrick Vieira. So I'm really wishing him all the best for a managerial career because you know what, it's always good to see that sort of thing. But looking on paper, I wasn't thinking too much of your transfer dealings, but looking on paper, man, I have to say, I'm surprised. I like it. I like who you brought in. I like who you got rid of as well. Maybe not Andros Townsend. He probably Vanano. Two
Andros
players I think definitely could have still added something to your team.
Vanano, I'll disagree because
Fair enough.
I think I forget the name now. The young player we got there is better than him defensively. He might not be as good as him going forward, but defensively, Vanano. This is Crystal Palace. Do you know what I mean? We can't afford to have an attacking fullback like that in Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
I mean, this ain't a big team. You just know. Now we can't afford to have someone. You need someone that can defend. You know what I mean? This ain't that kind of team.
What do you think about Jonathan's comment there about Sean?
Absolutely.
Nketiah.
Absolutely.
Nketiah.
Absolutely would have taken Nketiah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt.
It's a shame that fell through at
it
looked like the last hurdle, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And
but you know
I think he would have thrived at Palace as well.
Yeah, but if they got Nketiah, they probably wouldn't have signed Eduardo, would they?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
The Edouard looks a good player. He played well for Celtic for a couple of seasons up in Scotland. Obviously, it's hard to judge because one, he played for Celtic up in Scotland with no Rangers up there. This is before, and it's Scottish football, so it's a bit. Hopefully, he comes down and does.
But we just need someone that knows how to put the ball in the back of the net, like that.
Listen, I think as you said, most strikers you could have bought in on that sort of budget would have been a step above what you had already in the locker. So yeah, for me, you know what, I'm gonna give you a nice 7 on Crystal Palace, man. I like the signings. I think you'd not looking like relegation fodder anymore.
You gotta stick to what you said, big man.
Nah. You know what? Good transfer dealings. So I'm gonna give you a big boy 7 on that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm happy with that.
Yeah. 7 means nothing if you're getting relegated, big man.
But this is what happens, isn't it?
That's getting relegated anyway.
I'm gonna give you like 8. I think you are definitely going in the right direction, and I think that striker is the main point for me because Benteke is not the one. He's not it. You know what I call him? I call him Bentekeless because I think he's just a waste of space, really. I mean, but it's a fact that's maybe a bit harsh. He's just not the player he was when he was at Villa.
Yeah, but teams are getting promoted with much better strikers than we have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ivan Toney. Last season with Leeds, with Bamford, come on, man.
Yeah.
Pookie.
Yeah, even Pookie take Pookie. That's how bad it is.
And that's Norwich. Norwich are garbage. Sorry, Norwich.
I will definitely give you a 7 out of 10. The striker and Gallagher look like excellent signings. Yes, I know Gallagher's on loan, but that's an excellent signing as well. Is it Will Hughes? The Hughes fella, he's all right as well. He's good at Watford, so that's a nice little steal. I can't remember the rest of the other players.
Better than MacArthur, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what I want? Do you know what I want, Abbas? Is a nice camera just on top of you to see what it is you're writing throughout the whole of this stream, I think. Is it memoirs? Is it memoirs of Abbas?
Memoirs.
Writing, man. I like to go through detail of all the transfers, so I'm just
That's fine.
But yeah, no, those 3 in particular, I think that was good. I'm not gonna lie, I was shocked about Van Gaal being sold. I liked
He
He got wages as well.
He
innit?
got released.
got released.
Least, yeah, I liked him.
Townsend.
I'm really surprised on that one. I really liked him, and obviously Townsend as well. Townsend for him,
Townsend
leave-
is the one. That's the one. I'm like, you know what? We can use
you leave
Townsend.
Crystal
you know?
Palace and then go to Everton. That's
Yeah,
all
he
right.
landed on
innit?
his feet. He landed on his feet, boy. You know what I mean?
That's all right, isn't it? So yeah, like 7, definitely a 7.
He's a good little window there for Crystal Palace. Let's hope it stands you in good stead for the remainder of the season. 'Cause
Boy.
who knows?
It's gonna be
No,
close either
Stu,
way.
You're
Yeah.
being way too nice right now. No. Go back to how you were last episode.
I'm always nice. What are you talking about? I was very respectful of the fact that Kudo was not here at the last episode. So I was very nice. I have you know. Anyway, it'll be your lot's turn to be horrible to me anyway, because none other, West Ham United stepping up to the plate now. Transfer business, transfer dealings. Up until the very last day of this transfer window, it would have been very, very easy to say we got a centre back from Chelsea, which I'm very happy to have, and that would have been pretty much where we would have landed. But on the last day of the transfer window, to bring in the two boys that we did, Vlasic and Krul, or
You actually
Krau.
attempted it. Well done.
Yeah, Vlasic. I listened to Sky Sports News. They said Vlasic. So if it's incorrect,
So you just gave me that.
yeah, just send it back to Jim White, mate. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear none of it. Yeah, and he looks like a player, by the way. I'm very excited to see him done, and my feelings already on Kurt Zuma. As for the outs, I mean, we finally got rid of Anderson, who's done absolutely nothing for us for 3 years that we've had him. Can you believe we've had him for 3 years, boys? He's only played for us for one of those years. Since we've had him.
What? I am shocked he was still there. I'm so surprised that transfer never worked out.
He had 2 loans last season. 2 loans. It's just crazy.
He didn't want to be there, or he just wasn't training. What was it? Because funny enough, I did see highlights of him at Lazio, and he looked like, I was like, why would they?
The thing was, Pellegrini was the manager that brought him over.
Yeah.
And our style of play is completely different. Now, the players actually run about 4 times more per match than what they did under Pellegrini. So, am I looking at that thinking maybe Anderson didn't want to play that way, or maybe he just wasn't fit enough to play that way? Whichever way, he didn't fit into what David Moyes wanted his team to do. And to be honest with you, the way that we play, we're 100 miles an hour all the time anyway. So
Yeah.
if he didn't want to do that running up and down, then that's on his back. That's on his back. I'm very disappointed to see. It would be a player that no one other than West Ham fans will know is Alexander Silva. He's left on a bit of a cloud of controversy, not yet confirmed. Whether or not he's transferred to Nottingham Forest or he has joined them under mutual consent, we don't know yet. It hasn't been confirmed, as I said. But very good young player. But unfortunately, it does look like we've lost him to Nottingham Forest for some bizarre and strange reason. But yeah, we wouldn't get too much into
Alves?
that. Huh?
Did you say Alves?
Alves?
Sorry, I must have heard the wrong name.
Not mate. You're reading your notes wrong, mate.
Clearly
I
said
said
that. Man, you wouldn't know who the player is, and this guy is like trying to go like he knows.
Yeah.
it.
Oh, I know it. Yeah. It's not something I was trying to trick you out with or something. It's literally a player that's been sitting on our
they've got rid
YouTube
of
for
Danny
like 4
Alves,
years.
innit? Yeah, that's it.
You know what? No, because I saw a Sunderland loan here, and I was thinking, you're talking about the same guy. So, my bad. Reading too much on my screen.
Clearly. But yeah, I mean, as for the transfer dealings, as I said the other day when we was talking about it, happy that we got Areola on loan. Needed a backup goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Great to sign Craig Dawson after his loan, but now that we got Kurt Zuma, we probably don't need him anymore. Sorry, Craig. And the 2 boys that we bought in on transfer deadline day definitely is added punch. Now, the one thing that stops me from going, this is a superb transfer window. Oh my God, We need a backup for Antonio, please. What is going on? I'm so worried for him, man. He's on international duty at the moment with Jamaica. I'm so worried for him, man. I'm just like praying for his hamstrings make it back. Please, because if we lose him, I would hate to think, especially for a significant period of time. No doubt about it, we will lose him through injury some stage of the season, but as long as it's not for 3 months, then we probably might be all right. How do you boys see it anyway?
I'm going to go first, and just be completely transparent. I don't know these guys you've signed, innit? So I'm not going to sit here and pretend big, whatever. So I'm just going to give you a thing of 5, innit? All I know, the only person I know there is Zuma. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's a great signing for you, lot. Do you know what I mean?
Getting Zuma. Definitely. I was happy about that.
Yeah. So I'll just give it an ignorant 5, just because I don't know the other guys. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. Can't say more friendlier than
that. Man, I'm not here on the pretending.
I'm gonna give you a 6. Like Kuda, I don't know all the players. I think Zuma definitely is a big signing for you, and Oriola as a backup. Yeah, I think you lot will be all right. The only thing that let you lot down was getting another striker, because I think you definitely needed that.
There's talk about Vlasic playing
as a striker. I thought he was a striker,
he's like a shadow striker sort of guy. But if you do need reminding of who he was, just rewind it back to the England match. He's the guy that scores.
Yeah, don't
shadow striker. What's that? Pro Evo?
I'm gonna give it a 6. I only really know. I'll be honest. I only know one player properly, and I've seen highlights of your shadow striker, and he looked quite interesting. So I'm gonna give it a 6. As you said, a proper striker was needed to back up Antonio, because that is gonna be a key to your team. But it looks like you got some good numbers in, so hopefully that will help you all together.
We're going on a European tour as well, lads. Let's not forget that. Europa League, we're on it. We're on it. Traveling around. Probably not for long though. We won't get out of the group stages. I'll just say it. Just stick it.
The thing is, the longer you're in it, the more dangerous it is for your league position.
Oh, mate, listen, we need to get out of it ASAP, to be honest with you, because we'll be about 15th if we're still in the Europa League for too long. I'll be looking over my shoulder at Kuda thinking, no, Crystal Palace.
You definitely don't want that to happen, boy. You might as well just cut from the stream.
That'd be a killer for me. That would be a killer for me. Listen, let's talk. Let's broaden our horizons a little bit more, and let's travel overseas, because there has been interesting news overseas. Kuda, where the Real Madrid top. I know you're a Real Madrid fan, hardcore Real Madrid fan as well.
Come on.
You don't get to talk about them often enough on this podcast as well.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean?
You're salted with the Crystal Palace.
I am going to start just Slovening them into topics, like the way Abbas just brings in Man United on every topic. You know what I mean? To bring my boys in. The first thing I'm going to do before I start is I'm gonna just cancel out Abbas's nonsense Duncan Castle theory. Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo, Mendes went and offered him to PSG. The man said nah. Yeah, PSG said no. Yeah, then you went to offer him to Man City, and Man City didn't want to pay the 15 mil or whatever it is that these men wanted, and then United paid the thing, and obviously there we go, he's back at United. And you understand why I'm saying that. Yeah, because Abba said his next weird theory. Anyway, with our window, yeah.
I got it from my sources. What can I say?
Yeah,
my sources might
be HP sauce, boy.
Tomato ketchup was on.
Tomato ketchup sauce and that. But no, our window is a maximum 5, and I say maximum 5 because you cannot lose the legendary Sergio Ramos and Rafael Varane in the same window, and the window be called a good window. You get what I mean? Unless if obviously the little man was able to come, you know what I mean, in Mbappe and that. But you know, the only signings they used to talk about is David Alaba and Camavinga. David Alaba doesn't sound mad, but David Alaba is like probably the best signing, obviously, because he's a centre back, a left back, and a central midfielder. So you kind of got like someone that can cover 3 positions there, and like literally, you don't even need to bed in. It's like he's always been playing there. Do you know what I mean? All the games he's played, it's like, you know, like those players that just fit in. I'm not even looking to see, oh, what's he doing? Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, right. It's David Alaba. It just looks like he's been playing there for time. He's just calm. You know what I mean? So Camavinga obviously is a young kid, but obviously absolutely needed, because the way we was riding out my guy Modric, like, bruv, 34 years old, yeah, Modric was playing almost 90 minutes every game, yeah, and went to play in the Euros as well. I was like, I'm surprised this guy didn't get more injuries. This is an absolute mess. And we are the Liverpool of Spain, where we are the injury kings, boy. You know what I mean? That no one can beat us on injuries, you know what I mean? Because we are absolutely useless. But yeah, the window is a maximum 5 for me. The Mbappe thing is some weird Hail Mary that Perez was trying to do. Yeah, it just annoyed me because you know it's a Hail Mary. You know, because man came in from early, like I'm talking about halfway through last season. Yeah, they were like, we are not signing nobody apart from Mbappe. Do you know what I mean? All our P's is for Mbappe. We're putting all the, and by the way, let me just say this as well. Yeah, we do have the money. Yeah, so people like Guillaume Nonsense Balaguer that are talking about, I don't know if these men have the money. Yeah, all you have to do is go on the Real Madrid website, type in annual report. It's a big 300-page document. Go to page 205. That will tell you all our finances from page 205. No, levels. We have to separate the nonsense. Do you know what I mean? Real journalists. Do you know what I mean? Because Barcelona and Real Madrid, they're not normal clubs in it. Do you know what I mean? It's a democracy. So everything has to be published. You know, that's why you got a president that gets voted and all this kind of stuff. So all this kind of stuff, all these details are there online. So when you just get people just throwing out hot takes, actually, Guillaume Balaguer, it's cold takes because he just talks nonsense. But in any case, the money was there. The sheiks, I mean, this is how you know these men are ballers. To turn down 200 million for a player that's running out of contract the next window, the money is long. You know what I mean? The money is long. But, I personally think they don't need the money. They're obviously looking at it like, you know what? Let's see if this Mbappe, Neymar, Messi thing can win us the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? I think they'll rather throw the dice at winning the Champions League with those 3 men and losing for free than him going for free and, you know what I mean, not have a chance of winning the Champions League. I think that's the logic. Even though it's mad, I think that's the logic behind it. But as for Mbappe, he's coming in next summer. January is going to get signed. It is what it is. You know what I mean? He was there.
It's hard to argue, isn't it? Apart from anything else other than you can see Mbappe in a Real Madrid shirt this time.
They offered him another contract. They've offered him 8 contracts now.
Is it 8?
8. They offered him the 8th one on the last day, on deadline day. They offered him another contract and he turned it down.
Yeah, well,
his dad even wanted to sign the contract, but he's like, nah, I want to cut.
Well, according to Duncan Castles, Mbappe said it to them ages ago. He said, it's better that you take money from me now because I'm definitely not signing a contract.
He said it to him 2 years ago, apparently, when Real Madrid have already said that they was going to come for him.
Yeah.
You know what's
who
funny?
He wants to play for. He's a Real Madrid. He likes it. He's a fan of Real Madrid. He's already said it. Like, that's the one team I want to play for. I want to play for Real Madrid.
You know what I found funny as well? Yeah, was obviously Camavinga was rumored to go to PSG next summer. And then obviously when this thing fell flat, these men said, you know what, let's just sign Camavinga. And what made me laugh as well, was that all of a sudden I see man like Valverde, Casemiro, Toni Kroos, Benzema, all that sort of these kind of key players all signing new contracts. I was like, these men are learned from Barcelona with the Verratti thing, but these men will come and collect all your players. Like he just literally just gave them all new contracts with like stupid buyout clauses. You know, them ones like $1 billion. Whatever, you know what I mean? The ones
doesn't
that
matter what the money is.
Yeah.
Just put an extra zero on there, it's fine.
Exactly. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. You know what I mean? My expectations are on the absolute floor, but 5 out of 10. I'm telling you, man, because we got so many problems, man. too many problems. The centre back situation, meaty. Do you know what I mean? The fullbacks is good. The midfield is too old. It's too old, man. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think you guys will offer a contract to Pogba as well in January when he becomes available?
I don't know about the Pogba thing, you know.
And if you don't want Pogba, there's always Lingard as well. He's up for
Nah, you know what? I would want Pogba, but Pogba has always been Zidane has been the one to push Pogba. I don't know if the club is gonna push Pogba. If Ancelotti will, if he's at the end of the season, because you never know with us. Do you know what I mean? Zidane could all be back at the end of the season, you know. So.
I think
you never know. But
for your guy, it's always been Mbappe. After Mbappe, I don't think he's fought that far past.
He ain't got that far. I mean, there's
a point there. To be fair, I mean, Mbappe would stay for that year. Don't think he'd be playing with a team like that again. To come up with like your partners are Neymar and Messi. It's sort of
of course,
once in a lifetime opportunity.
But it just goes to show how much he wants to go to Madrid. The fact that you know what I mean, he was willing to go now with the chance of playing with Messi and Neymar and that. You know what I mean?
And still not interested. Still wants
to
go.
He still
wants to be the main man at Real Madrid because
this is it.
There's a space open for that. There's a space open.
You got to think of his players' egos in it, because remember Neymar left Barcelona to be with the main man, innit?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
then start playing second fiddle to Mbappe.
And then now he's got Messi again there. That's the main man. You know. Shout out my guy Neymar though, but I love that player.
That's the thing, I do like him as a player, but that decision just did not work out the way he expected.
Nah,
I'm not his biggest fan, man. I'm not his biggest fan, I have to say. I don't think he conducts himself well enough for my liking. On or off the pitch. I don't. I don't really care how footballers act off the pitch. It doesn't really bother me. I don't really care. But there's something about him off the pitch that really frustrates me. And then when I see him on the pitch, I think to myself, you could be so much better, but you're not. Why not? Why aren't you better than what you are? Because he could be. And I don't think he's ever reached what he should have been. Or could have been.
It's a mad thing because when you look at his numbers, it's something mad, like 360 goals and an assist in 400 appearances. So he is up there. So even though he's not looking like he's complete, he's still better than a hell of a lot of people that are trying harder than him. Like, there's just.
But I think unfortunately for him, he came out in the wrong era, boy, with the Ronaldo and Messi era. Yeah. If these two went about, I think he'll be rated a bit higher than what it is at this moment.
I said it before. I said it with the whole Messi thing. I just think once he went to PSG, for me, who cares? Who cares? So who cares? Sorry. So who cares? Who cares about PSG?
And you know what's funny thing is, he's gone to a final, and I think it's another semi-final or quarterfinals, and he hasn't showed up for either of them. So it makes it even more. But you can see that
like he's got that in his mentality, because you can see that when he turns up for Brazil as well, though. Doesn't turn up for Brazil all the time, but when he does turn up for Brazil, he's on fire with Brazil.
Yeah.
It's his mentality that lets him down, unfortunately, for me. Like I said, I just don't think he's conducted himself well enough throughout his career to warrant such a high ranking. Listen, his numbers can say a lot of things, I'm sure, and he is a baller. Don't get me wrong. I don't want that.
The talent is there. The talent is there.
Yeah. I just don't think...
maybe not the results, but the talent.
He could have been a lot. He could have been a lot more.
Yeah, for real, he could be, and that's scary. As I said, that's a scary thought, considering what he's done as well. It's a scary thought.
You could probably say that about both of them since they've
exactly.
Like, I know it's been a while since Ronaldo left the La Liga, but I'm sure it took a dip. When he left, and then Messi left, another dip,
At the end of the day, like obviously I'll be watching the Liga for obvious reasons, but neutrals,
it does not interest me.
Exactly, because even like neutrals that wouldn't watch the Liga and will watch the Clasico, they ain't even gonna watch the Clasico now. Do you know what I mean? To watch what Depay against Benzema, like, come on. Do you know what I mean? It's not the same as Messi, Ronaldo, is it?
Depay, he's been getting.
No, but it's good though.
It could have been worse. He could have said Braithwaite.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
He's been holding corn for the whole. Barcelona fans are going nuts online, going, so what? We're gonna watch Mbappe. We're gonna watch Depay for the rest of the season. Depay, no Messi.
But what's funny? I wouldn't be turning my nose up at Depay.
What's funny about that is I've watched their 3 games and Depay has by far and away been the most dangerous and best player. So they better be turning a nose up at Depay right now. He is Mr. Barcelona right now. He is the main guy right now. I don't know. Maybe when Ansu Fati comes back, you know what I mean, you go back to being a sideman. But at this moment in time, he's the main guy. So they better just, you know what I mean, be happy with him, boy. You know what I mean? But definitely, agree with Jonathan that the interest in La Liga is absolutely on the floor at this moment in time. Do you know what I mean? I think the only hope for La Liga is if Madrid somehow, you know what I mean, get this Mbappe thing, whatever, that might draw a little bit of interest. Barcelona, I think they're a long way away from getting a superstar. However, they are capable of creating a superstar. Do you know what I mean? In the Pedris and Ansu Fatis of this world, they could become superstars. Do you know what I mean? So there is that. So you never know. But at this moment in time, with the way the Premier League is moving, the finances, La Liga is in the mud at this moment in time. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean?
Are Atletico in that sort of position to do what they done to Barcelona because they're better run at a boardroom level? Have they got the money?
Every club in world football is run better than Barcelona.
Nah, I can understand that. Yeah, I mean, what are they? 1.3 billion.
Do you know what I mean? Because
wait,
you
is
got to
that coming from Madrid?
No, not even that. Yeah, because obviously, okay, not every club, but they are one of the worst run clubs in world football. Yeah, because you got to think all this debt is not because of COVID. You know, they were already in trouble before COVID.
Way before that.
You know what I mean, all these Usman, Coutinho's, Umtiti, whatever, all these players they've been signed. Yeah, Dembele, players that have made little to no impact, right? Do you know what I mean?
Coutinho.
The massive contracts. And this is a club that always used to turn up their nose. This is where my Madrid side comes out. This is where a club that used to turn up their nose at us talking about, they only sign the big players. They don't produce them. But now you got yourself in debt because you're trying to do the Galactico thing. And it didn't work. The irony. But anyway.
I can tell Kudus enjoying this one, way.
Of course, I love it, bro.
But you know what? I knew when I knew something was wrong with Barcelona is when I realized what Griezmann was on a week at Barcelona. I just looked at him and thought, "You've got to be joking." I think he's earning more.
Exactly. Injured all the time.
Like
he's on nearly 200 grand, didn't he?
Rob, they had to pay Liverpool for Coutinho winning the Champions League for Bayern Munich. That's mad. They have to pay the bonuses for him winning the Champions League, and it's Bayern that knocked them out as well, 8-2. No mad that is.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, absolutely, I agree with you, Stuart. Sean, there's nothing wrong with that, boy.
And that's it. That's who they're replacing Griezmann's of the
and
world with.
That you see that Luke De Jong signing, yeah, that's some joke thing signing because that Luke De Jong, yeah, doesn't turn up for 12 months of the year unless he's playing against Real Madrid. So they probably guarantee their classical goal with that way. That's probably why they signed him, because he bags against us. That's about the only thing he does in his career. Bag goals against Madrid.
Debut classical, that's it.
I'm
Just
telling you
that.
what, classical,
Just
he's
save it.
bagging. If he plays, he's bagging. He always scores against us, that guy. Always.
He was rubbish at Newcastle. I know
He doesn't
that
even suit their style. I don't even get that. Do you know what I mean? He's anyway.
That's the manager, isn't it?
But look at it. Last season, they gave Atletico the title by giving them Suarez, and they were paying half his wages, or maybe even more than half. Do you know what I mean? Suarez is the main reason why Atletico won the league. Now they've only gonna give him Griezmann. Do you know what I mean? So they're just out. They're almost on a situation of, you know what? Yeah, we can't win the league, so we might as well make sure it's not Madrid that wins it.
Who else we got? Do you want someone on loan? We'll give you a loan.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's an absolute joke thing. But let's talk about PSG's window, yeah. Because I've got an opposing theory to what everyone thinks that PSG are going to do this season. Obviously, their window is a Mazzoline. Sergio Ramos, Wijnaldum, Hakimi, obviously Messi. Or Donnarumma. Somehow Navas is still starting. That absolutely winds me up. But, do you know what I mean? The signings, they've just signed that is it
Mad.
That left back from Portugal, 18-year-old kid. I think they've got him on loan because they have no left back. Their left back position is dead. So
Yeah.
that you must be better than whatever they have.
I
You know what I mean?
think that's what the option to buy with that left back.
Yes, option to buy still, yeah. So they absolutely have made on paper great signings, but I'm not convinced, guys. I'm not convinced because let's unpack Ramos. He's already injured. Ramos probably played like a handful of games last season, yeah. 34 years old. I don't think he's going to play that many games this season, unless if they just save him for the Champions League, just makes him train and just come in on Champions League duty or something. Because
Maybe.
I don't think that's going to be Nuno Mendes. That's it. That's the left back there, young kid they just signed. So they've covered that position. So on paper it looks great. Well, now because a midfield of what Wijnaldum, Verratti, and who be the last midfielder?
And that guy that used to be at Everton.
Idrissa Gueye. Yeah, Idrissa Gueye, and then obviously Messi, Mbappe, Neymar.
Still there, isn't he?
I think he might be, or he might have been sent on loan. I'm not sure, but on paper it looks good, but balance. I don't think there's any balance in that team. I don't think there's enough players that are going to do anything off the ball. Hakimi is basically a right striker. Do you know what I mean? Playing at right back. He just bombs forward, yeah. So you're going to need cover down that way. So Verratti and Wijnaldum will have to be working overtime and Gueye to cover all these people that are not going to track back. Mbappe, I don't think he's going to be tracking back much. Messi definitely not. Neymar definitely not.
Because you're saying all this, and yet their manager is the type of manager that expects all these players to run and work together, close down together, come back together.
Has he ever managed this kind of personalities to be telling them to do that?
Never.
And
How
he can't
much
drop
of a
them
say
as well.
Do you reckon Pochettino has in transfers there? Or
Zero.
do they just go and buy them and say, yo, play?
I think they probably buy all the big ones, and then he gets to say like, "Oh, I want a left back," and they will get that Nuno Mendes or something. Do you know what I mean?
I would say the fact that he was thinking about coming back to Tottenham tells you how much he doesn't want to be there.
Who was saying that though?
That's his sources. That's his
Tottenham
sources.
fans saying
That was a brown sauce,
He
man.
said
That's
he
what I'm
was,
saying.
he said he was
I
open.
think the curry sauce is coming out, to be honest with you.
Boy, you know what I mean? I give it to the professionals that said these sort of things.
Who?
But the amount,
Well,
I
who's
don't
the
remember.
professional?
Huh?
Who's the professional?
Not me.
Well, obviously, you're not professional.
I'm not professional.
Let me just quickly answer Jonathan's question there about Odegaard. Can you see it? Yeah. I actually would have wanted him to be given a chance, yeah. Not to say he was going to start every week and you know what I mean, be doing a madness, but the fact that we have to play Isco, who can't move, yeah, and what's his name? Asensio came on to play in that role. He's at this moment in time, he's better than both of them. So he actually would have had loads of chances, but it was him that insisted on leaving. It's not even, you know what I mean? Madrid was kind of in that position where it was like, oh, if you want to go, you can go. We're not going to hold you back. But they weren't actually looking to sell him. It was him that, you know, was thinking, oh, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be on the bench again.
I kind of like that, though. I do like that from a player.
Yeah.
Which, for me, yeah, I get why you say you like that. But for me, it shows me that you're not Real Madrid quality. Do you know what I mean? Because if you believed in your source, you'd say, you know what? You got an old midfield here. If I'm that good, I'll be able to stamp my mark here. So he doesn't have the Madrid quality. If you would rather go and play at Arsenal, then, you know what I mean, every week in, week out, then fight for your place in Madrid, you're not the kind of player that I want mentally that I want in Madrid.
Yeah, you're not
You
there.
know what I mean? So mentality-wise. But yes, I'll answer the question. Yeah, I would have wanted him to stay. Absolutely. But yeah, what do you mind? Anyway, back to PSG. What are you guys saying? Do you guys think they're gonna win the Champions League, get to the final, all that stuff? How do you see them getting on?
I can't wait
I
for
see
the
them
calamity.
going for.
I can't wait for the calamity.
Quarterfinals at the most. I don't see them getting further than that.
I see a
I don't see-
semi-final.
Out there.
Yeah, I don't see them.
Yeah,
winning, I see them
semi-finals.
going
I see
for.
semi-finals. I see semi-finals. But then they're gonna face a team that's organized and has a game plan, and they're gonna fall apart. And
Do you know
God
what?
forbid they have any injuries as well.
The only team I want to see them play is Barcelona because is going to be insane. That's what I want to see. I want to see them against Barcelona.
Oh, mate.
Just, oh.
I watched Messi score that first, second.
I would love
Yeah.
to see Messi twist that PK, bro. That would just make my season, man.
You know what? I think all the Barcelona fans, they would be in tears.
That would
They'd
make
be
my
in
season,
tears.
I'm telling you.
I think he wouldn't play. I'm telling you, man. I think he wouldn't
I
play.
mean,
Feigning injury, innit? You're probably feigning
I'm
injury,
telling
innit? Like,
you,
oh,
I'm
yeah.
telling you.
I've
I
got
don't
COVID.
see him playing it.
The
I
worst
swear,
thing
it's
is-
probably written in his contract. That's ever come up against Barcelona, I'm
I
injured.
ain't played. Yeah.
And the worst thing is,
You just see him running from the centre circle to bag your own goal, boy. I think,
honestly. And the thing is, Poch is not the sort of manager to force him to play or push him to play or anything like that. I don't think Poch has the power to
Are you
tell
mad?
half these players what to do.
Before anything, they would sack Poch before ever thinking of getting rid of Messi. Are you mad?
Trust me. Trust me. But yeah. So,
Poch didn't even touch the ground before Messi said get rid of him, mate. Later.
if Poch fails to get to a Champions League final in his time at PSG,
Over.
I'm dropping him off in my list of quality managers. Absolutely. Because the fact that he didn't win the league last season, the big question mark.
to be
But,
fair,
you know what I mean?
he took
But
over. I think
yes, but that's why I don't count it, because he took over sort of halfway, and
That's why
so
you
I
got
allow
a
it.
bye.
Yeah.
So that's why we give him a bly, yeah. But
But
he
this
obviously
season-
has to win the league. Absolutely, there's no way. I'm not even counting the league. Even if they win the league, I'm not impressed if they win the league. Do you know what I mean? Because they should.
No, it's got
Just by rights. He's got to get to the final of the Champions League. If he gets to the final of the Champions League, I'll be like, all right. You know, I don't have to win it, but at least get to the final.
It's a manager that
team.
got to the final with a Spurs team, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Isn't it? So other managers haven't got there yet. So, yeah.
Well, they got to a final, but it just was in the wrong, the wrong thing. Bro.
Jesus.
Still couldn't even win that, bro. Man waited 100 minutes to make a sub.
The thing is,
Nice days.
there's two managers here that haven't made a final yet, but it hurts me more than if Stuart's like, don't look at me.
Bro, why are you comparing West Ham to Man United, bro? Is that the levels you're at the moment? You're comparing us. You're comparing us.
Even
That's cool, bro.
mentioning
We
it
can
to
compare each
somehow
other if
turns
you
into
want.
an L. I'm like,
Oh my days. Nah, man.
I think in our stadium we've got a bigger screen than you have in your stadium,
Oh my
because
days.
we had the biggest in the country, and then Spurs built their stadium, and we'll make it bigger. Yeah, guess what? We didn't pay for ours.
Oh my god, yeah, that's starting to end the stream now, boy.
Before I get on with Tottenham fans, because it's just too much. It's too much.
Oh my days.
Nah, that would be a very good place to end it there, boys. I think we've dissected
As much as we can, boy.
hell out of transfers all over the Premier League, and we've even covered Europe in this extra special 2 hours and 10-minute stream. Unbelievable. Someone has to be paying me some overtime soon, surely. What is going on with this? Listen,
Yeah, man.
as always, hit a like, a notification, share the stream, watch it back tomorrow. This was a hell of a stream, so watch it back tomorrow, because if you miss some bits, you know, it's always good to check them out. Other than that, we will be back for another live stream come Sunday, I believe. Yeah, and stay tuned to the YouTube channel, because there's more content coming. Once again, I've been Stuart with the End-to-End Football Podcast. Laters.
Later.
adios.
Bye.